And just like that, boys and girls, we are live. I am live and on time. I want to thank specifically Robert for believing in me. I did used to work for the government, therefore, I am on time. Let me see. I'm gonna end the poll to see how many people I'm taking, how many points I'm taking away from chat. I'm gonna go ahead and pin Robert's comment. My dog for being an absolute G. And then I'm gonna let some people trickle in since I am early. My usual audience is likely waiting for me to be late. I'm gonna go ahead and start giving rewards here. Notorious Emu does not get the first place prize because she is a mod. So Sticks, you did indeed get first. Edgar Allan Poe, you did get second, and Jordan, you did indeed get third. Who else am I saying hi to today? Cody Smalls. I said hi to Emu. Joe. Was that a bobcat? I always get mixed up on that. Robert, of course. Dialysis, dude. I hope that's not like some sort of inside joke or something like that. Christy C, Mr. Toastar, what is going on? Technically, I am on time as opposed to being early. I guess actually 15 minutes would have been on time if it was being measured that way. RJ, it's good to see you. What do you call a guy with no arms, no legs, and delivers mail? Bill. um, let's see. Mr. Toastar, I believe I said hi to. Christy C, I believe I've said hi to. BWP Photography, first time. I'm here in the beginning. Can I get a consolation prize? I'll allow it for being here. As I promise, and I'm a man of my word, I'm going to go ahead and start taking some points away. We're going to go ahead and start the feds off at negative 100 per the usual. Feds, negative 100. Chat is going to go ahead and lose 100 as well. I guess, yeah, for guessing that I was going to be wrong. So chat is going to lose 100 points. What do we have? State Boys. We will not be harassed by that song today because I am riding by myself in the car today. County. Municipals. Let's see. Municipals. We're going to have suspects. Media. Poseidon, it's good to see you. Also, Chris, what's going on? Feds do suck, I do agree. Colonel Frag is also in the house, as well as John C. Wiz, wow, I thought I had joined late. The Dead Hammer is also in the building. Chat, negative 100, what did I miss? There was a poll for those of you that are extra early, and they were convinced I was going to be late, and I was convinced I was going to prove them wrong. So technically, I was on time. I have feds, chat, state, county, municipal, sus, Bex. Hello, everyone. Legit mailman. It is good to see you. Society is the one I'm missing. So society. And then, did I do one? I think I did one for second responders. Responders. And then administrators. Admin. Let's just going to start them off at a negative 10 for giggles. Bro, Chris Kaufman is back. It is good to see you, my friend. For anybody currently here, go ahead and drop a like. We will get started early. I'll save the speech for later in the day. Brian Miner, it's good to see you. What about negative 50 for chat because you had the power to go live? How about this? I'll split the difference and we'll do negative 75. How about that? You guys can thank Cody Smalls for giving you guys 25 points back. I do. You guys have no control over that. We start early, or is my clock wrong? We started early. These headphones are crazy warm. I'm going to go ahead And oh no, I guess I'll rock them. I'll stick with them on. I'm back. Sorry, the chat box was acting up. Just sneaking in here early. I did indeed. For everybody that's here, what is going on? We are indeed early. We have some new merch. I kind of like this one here. This is Spirit of the Law, which does kind of make my day. It's got a big little notepad. I would have never worn a top like that. The hat is... Ugh. Oh, I bet this in blue actually looks pretty rad. I'm here for this. I might get this guy. What else is here? Thin Boo line. Oh my god. Oh, they have different colors. Oh, they have like a pumpkin color. Interesting. Anyways, new merch is the Air One. We had an Air One thing. I don't know if it ever made it. Oh, I do like the pit crew. This is pretty saucy. Yeah, we are supposed to have an Air One shirt. I'm upsetty spaghetti if it's not here. Oh, this is also kind of saucy. It's just Boo with some cuffs. Those are pretty accurate looking Peerless cuffs here. They're probably AI generated, but I'll bless it. That's not bad. Anyways, we're going to do the Tuesday stream. For those of you that are uninitiated, we do police adjacent stuff on Tuesdays. And so for that, I want to thank my Vigilantes group, which has grown. Someone will eventually figure out they're part of the Vigilantes group, and they'll thank me later. But anyways, I want to thank them for sorting through all of this stuff, and specifically to either our YouTube membership or our Patreon group for being part of our Discord. And they're the ones that gave us all the suggestions. Without them, these lives would be really complicated to put together. Hey, Josh. Hope the day is going well. It was a very busy day today for me, but good one. We need that Air One merch. Time to land and knuckle up. That's kind of top notch. Okay. I'm adding this one. That's pretty top notch. I really like my coffee mug. I got it from a Patreon gift. It is very cool. If you're part of the Patreon group, there's a few extra perks, but it's the same price as the YouTube membership. Just some people don't like leaving YouTube for that matter. Either way, get you to be part of our Discord. Our Discord is where all the cool stuff is. I would show you the Discord, but I can't because YouTube likely won't let me show a lot of that stuff. Stop there early. Just stop. Spike, it's good to see you. Everybody that's here, go ahead and drop a like. All of the people will catch up. But for the people that assumed I'd be late and are not here yet, they get to suffer and have to rewind. So they'll miss the beginning of this. We're going to get through some of these. I have a lot of these. I don't know if y'all can see my tab, but I have a bunch of these to go through. So we'll see how far we get today.
You didn't.
I did.
You're still paying him back for that bed prank?
No, he thought it'd be funny to put my keys in a cup of water and freeze it so I couldn't drive home. So, I put a radio behind his dash and I've been following him around town all week doing this.
You think he'll ever find it?
Where is it? Man, I hope not.
This is pretty accurate. Fire's got this much free time on their hands. So we're going to go ahead and take... I'm going to give +2 to media here. But I'm going to take some from second responders for having time to do this. We're going to -5 to second responders here. Roll tape less talkie. Yes, Mac Daddy, we did start early. If you're here, drop a like because it gets more people in here to go harass us here in the chat. Georgia Sheriff, so we're going to be criticizing county guys right now. Let's see what we got here. It says Georgia Sheriff calls for backup over wrong order at Burger King. Ooh. I guess this doesn't count as body cam.
Ask Mike, I'm gonna order her a Whopper, no mayo cut in half. Right?
Tonight, newly released body camera videos.
Hold on, a Whopper, no mayo, cut in half? sounds like a pain in the ass of an order.
Stirring up controversy in an Atlanta suburb. Cobb County deputies seen here rushing to the scene of a Burger King with sirens blaring.
Move!
Not for a crime or physical altercation,
We ordered something and food was wrong.
but to assist Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owens with his food order complaint.
I don't need no damn money back no more. I just need to find out who owns this place so I can do official complaint to complain.
The incident happened a year and a half ago, according to the timestamp, but an edited video of the complaint recently emerged in a campaign ad from Owens' opponent in the sheriff's race, Republican David Cavender.
I don't think you should have your own deputies running lights and sirens down.
Vote for David Cavender. That's ridiculous. Cavender. This is ridiculous. That's a big L, dog. That is, wow. He said small town syndrome. That's pretty accurate. Substrate millennial. I have questions for you. Go ahead and let me hit me up after stream. I have a few questions for you. It is Steel Switch, a solo stream, unfortunately. Josh early for stream. Did not have it on my 2024 bingo card. RJ, I will give +5 to chat there. You guys are at -70 now. You guys are digging out of yourselves out of the hole. John, I won't give him -50. I'm going to give him -30. And we're going to put that -30 on administrators because that's what they get. That puts them at -40 overall. Fired in 3. Oh, did he get fired? I want to see.
On the streets of Cobb County because your order was wrong. As a senior law enforcement official in the county, I believe that it should be something you should be able to use some social interaction skills with and be able to navigate that.
There was the guy out in the truck.
Owens now defending his actions, writing, "At no point did I indicate my position, nor did I ask the responders to do anything that they would not, had not, or have not done for anyone else who makes a business dispute call," which...
Okay, I take it back. Okay, we're taking more away. Yeah, let's take 10 more. We're gonna be at -50 here for administrators. That's a disgusting response.
she says any citizen can make, adding that, "I
Try
regret
the
that this call
Robert, that is a good callback to Southland.
is being politicized in an attempt to win votes."
As it should.
Carmen Best is a former police chief in Seattle.
Any person does have the right to make the call, but he's not any person. He is the sheriff, and these people work for him who are responding. So it does make it a bit of a different circumstance.
Owens, a Democrat, unseated longtime Sheriff Neil Warren, a Republican, in 2020, becoming the county's first black sheriff, running on jail reform and his experience in the Army Reserves.
So help me God.
Now, the groundbreaking sheriff facing a grilling just as early voting is set to get underway.
This is still a solidly Democratic county, and most people vote for the incumbents in these down-ticket races, unless they have a real reason not to. But this makes the Republicans' chances a little bit smoother.
Politicians. It's whatever. I think it's another 3 points to Chad for Robert's callback. I'll give him another 5. I'll do another 5. We're at -65 for chat so far. We are slowly crawling back to a positive score. Chat, I will allow it. Sarah, it's good to see you. Oh, Nathaniel's here. Dog, what's going on, Nathaniel? I think I caught up to what everyone said here. Evil smile. Also, Emil? Onani? Yikes, indeed. Trying to get to everybody's stuff. Base sheriff quit. I think you guys are expecting way too much. We're gonna go ahead and I can't mute Juan. He's an admin here. Oh, I saw this. I'm sharing this with chat. This is how you know. I think in no way this actually works in real life, but it is a bit terrifying.
水陆两栖，查达一体。浙江大学研究团队打造成功国产球形机器人 RTG 球形机器人，该机器人能以最快35公里每小时的速度攻击敌人，还可以多个球形机器人协同抓捕，具备强大的跟踪、格斗、抓捕能力，稳定性极强，不会发生倾覆。配重置于球体内部偏下方，整体是一个不倒翁的自稳定结构，因此无论是从高空跌落，还是连续翻滚，或者是被撞击、攻击，最终都可以稳定住，不会倾覆。它最大能够承受高达4吨的冲击力。它采用的
This thing's legitimately terrifying. In China, there's not much of a defense here. You notice they're really only to defend themselves with some clubs and stuff. But I think the dudes in like the backwoods of Alabama would have a field day just taking pot shots at this.
全自动的自适应模型算法和 L4 级别的全自动驾驶系统，无需有地图或导航，可根据环境情况自行调整运动轨迹和方式。在机器人的两侧安装了多个摄像头，让机器人形成仿生的昆虫复眼全景感知系统，实现自动避障。得知球形机器人在陆地的运动方式是滚动，而在水中则是通过螺旋桨前进。如果水深不足50厘米，就会在水中滚动前进。目前，智能球形机器人已广泛应用于公安、机场、电力、石油、水利、环保等。
So I have no idea what the lady said, but I'm assuming the claims is this thing's all terrain or whatever. Given how well I've seen Olights work, my expectations are pretty low for this. But it is kind of terrifying. This is as close as I've seen to like a like Skynet capable machine that's just going around rounding people up. Police balls. It flattens with no bias. Oh my goodness. Ghost in the Stram. I'll give you guys 5 for Ghost in the Stram. We're at -60. We're catching up, boys and girls. I'm gonna plus 5 to media for playing this thing up. Like, it's actually kind of cool. They did a pretty good job of making a little video for it, but it's definitely not working the way they claim it does. I'd be shocked if it did. Columbus Police. 50 miles for mental health. We'll see what this guy has to say.
Hey guys, I want to hop on real quick and remind everybody that coming up pretty soon here on November the 16th, 2024, I and a group of very close friends of mine will be stepping off on a 50-mile ruck march. We're doing this to bring awareness to mental health issues for military and first responders, as well as to raise money for mental health treatment for military and first responders as they deal with the trauma that they deal with every day on the job. You can donate to this by going to Fund the First, type in Todd Bates. The reason you type in Todd Bates is because this is the Todd Bates Memorial 50-mile ruck march. Todd Bates was my machine gunner when I deployed to Iraq back in 2003, and unfortunately, he did not survive that deployment. He was one of my best friends, one of the best men I ever met. I also grew up here in Ohio, in a small town in southern Ohio called Bel Air. When I came home from Iraq, I can tell you that I struggled for years trying to find my purpose, trying to come to grips with what I experienced over there with the loss, and just trying to find a new purpose with my life after that part of my life was over. This is something that a lot of soldiers struggle with when they come home. One of the ways that I've redefined that purpose is by keeping his life.
The Marines in chat are like, so just soldiers struggle with Sorry to make a joke.
His name, his memory alive for hopefully as long as I am walking on this planet. That's where I came up with the name for the Todd Bates 50-mile Memorial Ruck.
God, dude, a 50-mile ruck would suck. I don't know that you're doing a 50-mile ruck in one day. Like, if it's a legit ruck, which means you're probably carrying like 50 pounds, like, that's a bad time. Especially you're walking it, like, ooh. Shout out to them, though. That's ambitious.
March. A portion of that money, just like last year, will be donated to his hometown football team, the Bel Air Big Reds.
Oh, that's kind of red.
Which is something that I'm very proud to have the opportunity to do. So I want to thank you in advance for going to Fund the First. Type in Todd Bates. Donate a little bit of money for a good cause. Thank you.
Dang. Good on them. Very rad. Anyway, go check. I guess if you're in the area, go check it out. I do think that he brings up a good point about reintegration into society. I had a really good conversation recently with a buddy of mine that was in the Navy for 10 years. And literally, I was just sitting by a campfire in my backyard, just kind of bullshitting with this guy. And we talked a lot about reintegrating into society once you've left a job like that behind. Right? Or like whether your body doesn't let you do it or you're done working for the government, right? And I think it's important. I think there's some amount of camaraderie. I think that veterans do a much better job than cops do about that. Same could likely be said. People in corrections, firefighters, a lot of them really don't have community once you leave. They're just kind of like, don't let the door hit you on the way out kind of thing. But good on them for doing something productive here. Moderate fluff. Let's see. An assault pack's about 25 to 50. Yeah, 50 pounds is a lot of pounds. Even 25 would suck after like 5 or 10 miles. You start feeling not great. Good evening. Listen up, guys. The Honorable War is talking. He did indeed have a very strong stash. Ironically, if I had to walk 50 miles, what? Yeah, 50 miles a walk, dude. 100 pounds. What are they carrying in there? I need to make some. Yeah, dude, 100 pounds for a ruck is a lot. I'm guessing it's the first time they've done it because of 50-mile. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Okay, at least I have some legit people here that have done rucks. Like, I feel like a 15-mile ruck would still be hard, but at least, like, doable for the average person. Like, once you start getting to, like, 15, 20 miles. And the problem with a ruck, specifically as opposed to just, like, a 5K or something, is you're bearing weight. Like, that's hard. Like, and especially if they try to do, like, mind you, this is up north where the weather's probably a lot better. But if you're doing that here in Texas, we couldn't do a range day in September without having heat casualties. Can't imagine in a ruck. Lots of snacks. Yeah, that'd be half of my thing. It'd be a bunch of snacks. Army Ranger has a 12. Hey, that's what I'm saying. And Ranger school's like dudes that are already in shape. Like, you already went through basic, you already went through whatever your MOS is, and they're over here going to Ranger school. I would walk 500 miles. You need to stop. Photographer, you're in timeout. Put a timeout for 10 whole seconds. How dare you? Batman. Oh, wow. The Baton Death March isn't even 50 miles. Maybe. Robert. Oh, my God. We call it pogey bait. y'all are roasting the hell out of this. 50 miles is easy in a car. Custodies, I agree. Go support people that are trying to reintegrate, and go support people that are trying to be there for people that are struggling with stuff. However, free advice from the internet. Make reasonable expectations for people to meet. Night 6 out for the boys. Fawner, it's good to see you. Ain't do nothing wrong. The Baton Death March was 48. Oh my God. Okay, we'll get on to the next video. I will say this. If you're going to do a double wrist control like this, you will want to like blade your feet just a bit more. And you actually want to reach as close up to the elbow like pit basically here as possible. Wrists can be turned and articulated. You have way less range of motion in your elbow. Oh, but that underhook is legit. Oh, this man's ready for launch. Oh, and he also trapped that elbow so the guy can't like catch himself or try to like frame. His hips are totally gone. Like, this is basically like a judo throw more than it is a BJJ throw. But this underhook is legit. He could have really juiced that throw. That was a very friendly bringing to the ground. Shout out to him. I'm going to have to mute this because I don't trust this music. I could see. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is a Kimura setup. Oh, that's perfect. So this is, he's C-clamped the wrist, right? And he's fallen through the elbow. He's a really great example of a Kimura. It's a modified one, but this is pretty good. Like, RIP this arm. Like, this is his arm. He can choose to take it from him at any point in time. And, yep, that's top line. Yeah, that is textbook. I would take that over the safe wrap any day because that's actual control. That's doable with probably a weekend worth of training. Now, to keep the skill, you'd have to do it a lot more often. I'm sure there's trainers that are in the chat that can have a lot more of an explanation around that. But this is very, very good. It looks a little bit more violent, but it's very, very effective. Shout out to this guy. Bro, talk about getting wrecked. Oh, this is a... He said cop, so I'm going to claim it. We're going to do a +10 to municipals for just absolutely crushing that guy. Shout out to them. Could have really adjusted that dude, but he was nice. If he was nice about it, he could have been much more mean. I was going to church. This is State Boys, Louisiana. See if we get a theme song here.
On this episode of State Boys, a driver finds himself.
I will allow him to play the intro. No tent, only each other. Kimura Town. Millennial. I'm gonna pin that one. We need to make that a shirt. Kimura Town. That and the Air One shirt needs to happen. He's moving like a... He did look very good. I mean, he made that look very easy. What he did is doable, but it does take a decent amount of skill. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I like that it's the Dannenheimer. He was indeed decentralized. Anyways, we'll let this roll.
In front of the Louisiana State Police after sleeping for 3 days. What will the troopers find?
I passed out in the middle of the night driving.
Passed out in the middle of driving? Why'd you pass out? What you been doing?
I used
gloves.
A peach football 2 nights.
Bro, this badge is kind of cool. I'm normally not like a stickler for badges, but the fact that they got like the state shape in the badge, it's kind of rad. I also do like the blue and gold. I don't hate that.
I mean, that was it.
The State
There it is. We'll let this play out for Keith.
Do the speed limit, State Boys don't play. State Boys on the interstate. Make sure your license good and your tags up to date. State Boys on the highway. They stopping everything that looks out the way. State Boys on the interstate. Put your seatbelt on, the State Boys don't play.
This is the first time I've actually sat down and listened to the whole song. That's pretty good, honestly. I'd shout out. I'm gonna be like, bro. This theme song gets me hyped. That's hilarious. Oh my god. The chat. I hate y'all. This is gonna be half the chat for the next bit here. I did indeed do this for Keith. Keith loves this song, and so I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. Oh my god!
State Boys.
Somebody timestamp it. Timestamp it at like 27 minutes so that Keith can see this and appreciate it.
Police, multiple sheriff offices, and city police.
Oh my goodness.
Washington Parish. On October 11, 2022,
it's a great
gas station
video
attendant flagged down troopers in reference to that a person appeared to be intoxicated while driving. Those troopers observed the driver speeding, doing 70 in the 55 miles per hour zone, and failing to maintain his lane. The troopers would conduct a traffic stop and make contact with the driver, Jordan Owens.
This is one of the very few videos I've seen in recent history that makes me think that, like, Juan and Megan could step up their game. I'm teasing, of course. The zesty Lord.
I was coming, man.
I was coming, man.
Course left of center, right of center. 55 in the 40 school zone. And he got up to 70 in the 55. He didn't have a seatbelt on when he first passed us. And
He stopped him with a trailer.
alcohol, swaying,
All the stuff.
Thanks, sir.
So everything that initial officer just, or should I say trooper, articulated to the other trooper, the one that we're now seeing from, he's going to actually have to make a report on all that. So a supplemental report, because he's going to swear and say, while I was on duty, I observed all of these things and then told it to the what is now the primary officer. Be careful how involved you get into other people's investigations. I made people do supplements if they were going to make claims like that. And then at that point, like, why don't you work it? You already got everything you need. You're law enforcement. Like, you do it. But guy might just be leaving shift, so that's why.
1071.
1071.
There you go. 10-4, thank you.
Can I get an articulate count?
Yeah.
You know what? I'll give State boys +10 for articulation. That was pretty decent, actually. He gave multiple speed violations and then failure to maintain lane and then the smell of ETOH. He, like, listed it verbatim there.
Come on back out here for me, my man.
Come back out here for me, my man. Oh, guys.
Hey, this ain't out here for me. Well, Trooper Hale, what's your name? This ain't got over here.
Jordan Owens.
You stand on the grass, I don't want you to fall. What you been up to today, Mr. Owens?
I
Drinking?
just woke up in one of them parking lots because I passed out in the middle of the night driving.
Passed out in the middle of driving? Why'd you pass out? What you been doing?
I was drunk.
Driving for 12 and a half hours straight.
Look, you had anything to drink?
That's right.
You had anything to drink last night?
No.
Huh? Where'd the odor of alcohol come from? Where would that be coming from if you had anything to drink?
Anything,
straight to the point.
Back of the truck. Just
Probably
my odor.
back of the truck?
Yeah, there might be something back there that broke. Or...
All right, well, look, man, this is what we're going to do real quick. We're going to check you out. So hang tight real quick for me. Hey, Cole, can you cut your overheads off? You got any... Take your hat off, man. You got any neurological issues? Take your hat off. Leave it on. Not that you know of, nothing serious.
I don't know that there's necessarily the need to remove the hat, but maybe they know something I don't. But at least he's asking for reasons that might prohibit him from taking the horizontal gaze nystagmus test. That's a very good question. As far as neurological, I just get more specific and ask specifically, is there something that would have caused a resting nystagmus, A, or B, also make sure that he doesn't have any recent head injuries and stuff like that.
Just like that. That's all I want you to do for me. Keep your feet side by side, touching heel to toe for me. Heel to toe for me. Toes touching, heel to heel, toe
Hiding
to toe.
a special
Hands down by
miss.
side for me. Okay?
Sid
See
from
this blue light?
Ice Age.
I want you to follow this blue light with your eyes and your eyes only.
Hold on. Sid from Ice Age gets a... I'll give you guys a +10 to chat. That's pretty savage. You guys are at -50. You guys are slowly climbing out of the hole you guys started off in for thinking I was going to be late.
For me, okay? You understand?
Jeez.
Follow the light. You see the blue light. Follow the light.
You
with
might
your
be able to
eyes,
see
okay?
nystagmus here.
All the way out.
Oh. There's a slide. If you guys look really closely he's moving a little fast, but you're getting basically a nystagmus under the test of lack of smooth pursuit. Oh, that's really hard.
Follow the light with your eyes. Okay?
You also earn some points for having to repeat it.
Just guys want to make sure.
Can't see it over there
You
without
gotta-
moving.
You got to follow it all the way with your eyes. Take a second. See the... It's going to go forward.
I I just got a crick in my neck for.
That's fine. Look, that you don't have to move your. That doesn't. You never want to affect your eyes. Follow it. It's gonna go out far. Follow it all the way out with your.
So now he's testing nystagmus at maximum deviation, basically. This is what he's articulating.
Keep your head straight from it.
Yeah, this guy's got nystagmus for show.
It's straight.
That's just that sign when you go that way.
So you wasted. Bloodline.
Your head's still turning this way too. Keep your head straight. Keep moving your head when you're trying to follow.
Those papers are disabled.
Just coming through that tree.
Something else you might want to say, it's actually in the training, is to make sure that they don't have any type of corrective vision as far as do they normally utilize glasses or if they have contact lenses. Another important question.
Well, when you're looking to the right, why are you doing it when you look to the right then?
I don't know. I guess I was trying to make sure.
His head ain't straight. Bro, y'all are being savage. This HGN test is taking forever.
On the first test, the trooper does another test called a walk and turn.
Well, let's come up here. We got more
Walk
room.
and turn.
Come up here. We got more room.
This guy's a soundbite machine. I love this guy.
Come on. You just gonna go to church?
Yeah, I'm trying to go.
On a Tuesday?
Tuesday?
You good there? Just don't want you to do. You good? Face me. So the sun's not in your eyes anymore, okay? I want you to measure a straight line in front of you, okay? Arms down. Stay in that position until I tell you to start the test. You understand my? Doing 3 step. You're gonna
get that.
He didn't ask for any injuries. Maybe they skipped it, but again, still want to ask for injuries, stuff like that, pre-existing conditions.
I demonstrated. 1, 2, 3. Leave that forward foot planted. You're gonna take a small series of steps around that forward foot. You're gonna take 9 more heel to toe steps on that. Listen, I'm gonna explain everything to you. Understand my instructions? Taking 9 more stops. 4, 5, 6.
Not counting out loud.
7,
Using arms for balance.
8 stops.
Line violation.
9, 10.
How'd you want me to go around this way?
You're crushing it, dog. He's doing a good job of articulating it to his body cam so that when he has to write a warrant, if this guy refuses, he's got it. Also for the report.
Turns in a small series of steps.
Is that a church's chicken? No.
Performing poorly on a walking turn.
He's gonna get wrecked on this one leg. We're gonna fast forward.
Same things. Thousands begin. Alright, look.
Please, bro. I got things
I ain't talking for him. This Trooper Butcher. Trooper Butcher's gonna ask you some questions real quick.
That's just for me to ask him quick.
So they're Mirandizing him prior to taking him into... I mean, they have PC, right? And I guess they're going with the frag interpretation where the second you have enough for PC for the arrest that you Mirandize him. That's my guess here.
Okay. I'm on ice. Oh, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't do it that way, but there's neither here nor there.
That's why
we go in there to go in there and get some snuff with an easy mark because that guy drunk killed somebody and he sat there waiting to pull out for like 15 minutes.
Oh, so okay, so they had PC for the arrest due to him failing SFSTs. This guy's actually asking him questions pertaining to his alcohol consumption. I would have rather seen that happen beforehand, like have the conversation about how much did he drink, confronting him about it or whatever beforehand, but at least that they're doing a good job of CCP. It's pretty obvious they have enough for the arrest. They're just questioning him, but they Mirandized him first. This is correct, legally speaking. I don't like this. I'm not a fan of this from a scene security standpoint, however, because if you're Mirandizing him, he likely knows the direction this is going, which means you're likely going to give him an opportunity to fight you before he goes into custody. Dr. Juju. We don't have enough? What are we doing here? Maybe this kid's in training.
His psychophysical was...
Well, that's the reason I was glad it was you. I was like, hey, I said, that'd be perfect. That's exactly what the DRE.
I think that would be it. I think another level place, because this is...
No out, mouth dry. It'd be all clean, right?
Yeah, I had a 6-month job.
So, quick, okay? So I want you to do, my man.
Yeah.
All you gotta do on this one, it's not gonna require any walking, anything like that, because I know you're saying you're tired. When I tell you to start, what I want you to do is close your eyes, tilt your head halfway back for me. I want you to let 30 seconds go by. You understand?
Count 30 in my head.
However you need to get to 30 seconds, let 30 seconds go by. When 30 seconds go by, I want you to open your eyes.
I was never a fan of this test, but it is technically a test for DWI.
Seconds go by. You're going to open your eyes, bring your head forward.
So they're doing this to see if he like wobbles at all while he's holding himself there. Also, part of it's for testing his understanding of like time. If he's experiencing any type of time dialysis, where basically time passes differently for him. I just don't like the test. It's not terribly scientific.
Tilt your head back.
The handcuffs go on. I'm with millennial here, dog. 30 minutes goes by. I don't. This is. They're doing too much for this DWI.
Been 30 seconds. Kind of come forward, or what was the next?
Do you
That's what I remember.
Too much of something in your system, like that.
I'm used to boxing.
Just
Gloves.
on in the back seat.
47, right?
They've been washed. I don't know.
Show 47, 1015, signal 98.
Can y'all just get somebody to come get my vehicle?
What is this in your pocket?
I've not been messed up. I don't know. It shouldn't
I mean,
be.
these are your pants. That's what I'm asking.
I know, and I haven't worn them in 2 weeks. It shouldn't be no pills.
Oh, see, you should have put on gloves first. Lucky those aren't fentanyl pills.
Your vitamins in your pocket?
Yeah, sometimes I do when I'm running around the house.
Some Flintstones.
They're short and wondering. But there's seem like it's in this pocket. There. Is that the zipper?
Where's the rookie at? No kidding. This is the call for the rookie, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward a bit.
He said he slept for almost 3 days to sober up before he tried to drive again. Jordan Owens pled guilty to DWI's second offense, and he was sentenced to a 60-day suspended sentence along with 2 years.
All right, we finally get a report here. Oh no, this is not. This is just the a copy of what happened.
Supervised probation. He also has to pay a $1,000 fine. He also had to complete 240 hours of community service, and any future vehicle that he drive has to have an ignition interlock device.
I got you, but that's all.
Can you check to see what number this will be?
Well, there you go. Shout out to State Boys. I already like this. We're subscribed. Let's go. This is hilarious. Anyways, on to the next one. I'm gonna give like another like 2 to State Boys here. A lot of this, I'm never gonna be mad about someone getting too much PC for an arrest. It's just not terribly time efficient. I cared about that because I worked in the city where we typically had calls that were stacking. But if you're not encumbered in any other way, like, be thorough. Here's the first time I've ever argued that Frag is right, where Miranda probably should have been read once they had PC for the arrest. I don't, however, agree that they should have let him be free like that for that much of the time, just from a scene security standpoint. Utah Department of Public Safety. Wow, my dyslexia hit me hard there. Never gonna be mad at that theme song. Pursuit with an armed suspect. Oh, it's a spicy one. I'm gonna push this one a bit because that's kind of a spicy boy. I'm gonna push that guy for a little bit longer. If I can at least get past like the first hour mark, we should be clean. We're at 40 minutes in. Drop a like if you haven't done it already. Ultimate police SUV, allegedly. Let's see. Oh, Do we not have audio here?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the future of law enforcement with the brand new 2025 Ford Police Interceptor utility, the latest addition to America's best-selling lineup of police vehicles. This beast is not just about power and performance.
That's June.
It's about keeping our officers safe,
Welcome to
efficient, and ready for anything on the beat. Let's get into it. The 2025 Ford Police Interceptor utility, or PIU, is here, and it's raising the bar for pursuit-rated vehicles across the country. With its standard hybrid powertrain, this vehicle isn't just fast, it's smart. Imagine saving up to 838 gallons of fuel per year, which translates to about $17,500 over 6 years. That's some serious budget relief for departments nationwide. But that's not all. Ford has packed the PIU with cutting-edge technology designed to keep officers safe. Let's talk about the Police Perimeter Alert System. This feature is like having a digital partner keeping an eye out for threats, automatically activating the rear camera, locking the doors, and even rolling up the windows when it senses danger. It's all about giving officers the upper hand in unpredictable situations.
The door locking, I guess, is okay. The rolling up of windows would annoy the hell out of me. The window's not going to save me from an assailant, likely, that's motivated. I used to actually crack my window every single time I parked my patrol car, and I didn't park next to anybody, so I made sure that I wasn't, like, next to... I would park basically between cars. One, so I could listen to people around me, right? Just to make sure nobody's approaching my patrol car, but also just for situational awareness sake. You crack the window, it would be annoyed if my car was like, oh, there's someone maybe coming near you, and rolled my windows up. You're going to lose some situational awareness. I'd want to disable that.
Situations. And for those moments when officers need to exit the vehicle quickly, the police engine idle feature lets them lock up and take the keys while keeping all...
Nathaniel said coffin maker 1000. Jeez. That's how you lose a hand, I agree. Bring back the Caprice was goated.
The onboard equipment powered. This is crucial when seconds count. Safety doesn't stop there. The 2025 PIU comes with available ballistic panels that can protect against .30 caliber armor-piercing rifle ammunition. Plus, advanced driver assist technologies like automatic emergency braking and reverse brake assist come standard, providing peace of mind during high-speed pursuits or navigating tight spots.
I could see brake assist maybe being helpful. I grew up driving a car that didn't have any of that. I still, to this day, drive a car that doesn't have any of that. And none of my patrol cars had any of that. So I'd feel weird about it, but... Because, like, what if you're pitting, and, like, the guy tries to brake check you in the middle of pitting, and then it stops because it senses a collision? Like, that would be weird. If you had a policy against it, maybe I could see that, but I'd be nervous about the law. Oh, thank you. Can you get me another beverage? So it's beans and rice. You can thank... Mrs. Josh from OnlyCops for providing me a very nutritious meal here. But yeah, that's unless it's even if it was a policy thing in a deadly force situation where I have to use my vehicle as a weapon, basically, that would potentially get in the way of that. And I doubt Ford or the department's going to want to take liability for the officer not being able to leverage their patrol car adequately for safety. Choose your words carefully.
Ford knows that every department has different needs, which is why the PIU offers 3 powertrain options: a 3.3-liter V6 with a hybrid system, a 3.3-liter V6 gas engine, and the powerhouse 3.0-liter V6 EcoBoost engine, delivering a whopping 400 horsepower. Inside, Ford has really thought about the officer experience. The new standard 12.3-inch LCD digital instrument cluster gives a clear display during operation.
Christian
Plus,
Halsey, thank
with
you.
the manual police pursuit mode, officers can engage high-performance tuning with the touch of a button without ever taking their hands off the wheel. Ford has also introduced the Ford Pro Vehicle Integration System 2.0, making it easier to customize the PIU for specific department needs.
Oh.
And with over-the-air updates, the vehicle's tech can evolve, staying ahead of
the vehicle's tech can be compromised by third-party actors. Sorry.
The curve.
I have beef.
Check out these remappable switches on the steering wheel. They connect directly to the installed equipment.
That's kind of cool.
Whether it's lights, sirens, or even a K9 door release, making everything easily accessible when it matters most. The 2025 Ford Police Interceptor utility isn't just another vehicle. It's a fully integrated tool built to serve those who protect and serve. Assembled at the Chicago Assembly Plant, this vehicle is part of Ford's comprehensive law enforcement lineup, which includes the pursuit-rated F-150 police responder, Expedition Max SS.
Would you say, Josh, would you test them cars stopping 30? Oh, maybe. You get me to test that for $40 million? No kidding. I bet you that's exactly what it cost. They went to some consulting company, had a bunch of nerds shoot at the gun or shoot at the vehicle to test that armor rating. They likely had there's a bunch of companies that actually up armor vehicles. Producer Juan and I know a guy that does that. Was it Titan Armor something or another? Juan, you can drop it in chat. But yeah, I would totally test it. That'd be rad. But I do think that the armor up options are pretty rad. I think it's cool that they have those from the factory. Mostly because like the tune and your suspension and your door hinges are going to be designed to sustain that, rather than doing it aftermarket and potentially having some long-term wear effects. Some of the electronic stuff, I guess it can be useful. I really wouldn't want a lot of those features. But I do think the SUVs or the trucks are kind of the way to go for a patrol vehicle. One, for visibility, especially when you're working on highways. And then two, just using the push bumper and stuff like that. It's better when you have a bigger chassis for that than just a patrol car. Sedans don't really offer a lot for that. And then also for the amount of equipment modern patrol officers tend to have. You have drones, night vision, breaching tools, beanbag shotguns, man catchers, or whatever it is you want to have. You can equip the individual officer or somebody riding two-man with a lot more equipment in a sedan. The only downside to trucks is they don't have that feature. Really, trucks only make sense if you're having to deal with a lot of I think like commercial burglaries and stuff like that, where you end up having to like take stuff into evidence. That's kind of where these trucks start to make sense. It's not a terrible offering, but it's okay. Luger wants his union rep present.
Hey, Leiden. Luger. Leib. Listen to me. This is your coaching record. Okay? Because you decided you want to destroy property and stuff. So it says here on December 24th, 2020, while in the interview room within the police department, you took it upon yourself to destroy a city-owned chair for no apparent reason. Your handler, Officer Eggman, had put you in there while he cleaned his division-assigned spare cruiser. You also took it upon yourself to release yourself from the confines and roam the division hallways.
They're fake rating up a dog. Negative 100, dude. Police? I'm going to take 10, actually. Municipal's going down to 0 for writing up a dog. How dare they? I'm disgusted by this behavior, and I won't tolerate it. Oh, how do you write up a dog? That's terrible. What? I can't even wrap my head around that title here. Police, I'm going to give this PD, but I highly doubt. Oh, Nang, China. Yes, this is not the States.
Bullseye. Incredible footage captures a police sniper position himself between his colleague's legs and take out a man who was holding a woman captive. The hostage situation took place on August 9th in Nanning, when the 18-year-old suspect named Huang was loitering in the subway station before randomly selecting a woman and grabbing her. Chinese media outlet Boxin News reports that during a 2-hour standoff with police, the suspect asked for a gun. Chief negotiator Qi Hongwei told local reporters that he asked the suspect where he was from and why he was doing this. Qi continued with, "I asked him to let the girl go and offered him water, but he said no to everything." Captain Hao, head of Nanning's SWAT 1st Tactical Unit, was instructed to take out the man after negotiations broke down. Hao can be seen laying behind one of his colleagues, getting ready so the hostage taker wouldn't spot him. Hao successfully took out the target. Crucially, the hostage was unhurt. Captain Hao was awarded a second-class merit by the Guangxi police for his bravery in the incident.
Red, not as cool as doing it like those guys in that bank where the guy like held his arms up and the dude shot him through a monitor, but that's a win. I'll give +5 to municipals for that. That counts. It's an international +5, but sit thick. Spoiler guy 2.0, what's going on? Huang is the Asian Juan. That's incredible. Squirtle, you get another +5 for chat. That's pretty good. You guys are at -45. You guys are almost broke even. Pig missed on the wall. Oh my god. This is why we can't have chat, Robert. You in particular are going to get us in trouble.
Each new day will bring a new opportunity to save a life or to make a difference in someone else's life. You will be a hero as you show compassion to someone on the worst day of their life. You will be a role model for young children. Those blue lights will be a welcome sight to a stranded motorist on the side of the road. Please know that you will have a tremendous impact on the public you serve if you remain consistent, principled, and fair. If you do these things, I promise you, yes, you will make a difference.
Ever since I got out of the Marine Corps, I've been looking for that sense of responsibility, that sense of belongingness. And when I joined South Carolina Highway Patrol, I found that brotherhood and sisterhood again.
The men and women of the South Carolina Highway Patrol are extremely professional, have high integrity, and treat others with the utmost respect.
You're the top agency in the state. Everybody's looking at you. So when you show up on scene and they see the man in gray, they're like, everybody stops and looks. They know you're the man.
We typically stop and look because we're annoyed that you showed up, I'll be honest, but whatever.
The structure's more or less like military structure. It's more tailored towards small leadership groups. What's unique about this kind of structure is that it allows us to grow within ourselves. It allows us to make mistakes comfortably, so that way we have support from all aspects of the chain of command. You have to work as a team. You have to be dependable. You have to be independent, and you have to have integrity.
You're going to deal with people from all different backgrounds. They all have different stories. So when you deal with them, you have to be able to just dial in immediately and communicate with people effectively. And if you can do that, you will be successful in this career for a very long time.
It can get very dangerous working on the side of the road or the side of the highway. So pulling up to that vehicle, turning on those blue lights, forcing cars to move over and slow down makes a huge difference. And people truly appreciate us stopping by and helping them out. It's their...
The things they talk about for state police always kind of cracks me up coming from a city cop's perspective, because like I'm more worried about going into a gang infested apartment complex where like I'm outnumbered 100-1 rather than just getting smoked on the side of the freeway. Although getting smoked on the side of the freeway is a higher likelihood of happening to me.
Their time of need, and we show up to that call, and they appreciate it.
21 weeks of patrol school, that's all you can think about every night is when you wear that crisp gray South Carolina Highway Patrol uniform and driving that fully marked patrol car. Once we got that issued, it was very rewarding to see that hard work paid off at the end.
I've got to travel pretty much all over the state of South Carolina, performing different duties, whether it be at a University of South Carolina football game, the Darlington NASCAR race, the Myrtle Beach bike weeks.
A lot of agencies, they get to do some, activities, but we have statewide activities.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have pride in your uniform, because there are uniform standards for a reason. Mostly it's to make you very easily identifiable. But like, one, my issue is they're kind of stuck in the 90s with a lot of the equipment that I've seen so far. But two, It's not what you should be the most proud of the service that you're doing, not the way that your car looks, if that makes any sense to you. Like most of my old issued equipment and some of the stuff that I even have on my own, if I pull up like my duty boots and stuff like that stuff was tore up. Like all of that stuff, work got put into them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased.
Our job is challenging.
Probably.
There are days that are going to be long, but you have so much downtime. In addition to your downtime, you build a lot of vacation time, holiday time, comp time.
I still have that work-home life balance where I can run a successful business on the side. I can still spend time with my family. I can still go on family vacations. I'm truly happy with it. Home's happy, I'm happy, my kid's happy, and my business is successful, so I'm doing pretty good.
Must be nice.
We had a intoxicated driver with a 12-year-old, and my counterpartner was handling the driver, and I was over there with the kid because I've been in that kid's shoes. It's not a fun situation, but the kid was all smiles the whole time. He got to sit in the patrol car, which he liked. So
that call's like a Tuesday. It's just weird to me. It's recruiting, so I'm sure there's like not going to talk about certain aspects of the job. Every law enforcement officer at every level is going to experience some level of sketchiness, right? Like I'm not trying to take anything away from troopers. I've seen some incredibly good troopers from this side of the country. Policing is all about comfortable footwear. Robert, I fully agree. I am begrudged, millennial, 1,000%.
Maybe I changed his life a little bit there.
They're just like very easy calls is the only reason why I'm saying that. Like if you're going to talk about a specific call, make it at least a hard one. Like, I don't know. Save someone's life.
I wanted to show that there's a different side to law enforcement, a different side to the black community, the African American community. I wanted to be a positive role model that just because I wear a badge doesn't make me any different than if I didn't wear a badge.
Yeah, dog. The carry handle M4s and the big piece of heinousness, which is the carry handle M4 with no magazine and I think it says the 513. It's like the chonky EOTech that doesn't have night vision capabilities, but it's like way out here in front of the carry handle. It's just like a weird not flex.
Made it on the highway patrol for 5 years.
Oh, and then they like made it front and center. Like I was at least able to have like an M4, which gives me like a flat top so I could have a proper optic, not this weirdness. But
years, and it's been the best 5 years of my life.
There's no better feeling than putting on this uniform and knowing that you're representing something more than yourself.
The uniforms do look good though, and I thought that their equipment looked very nice. I worked nights. Nobody cared what I looked like. They were just happy to see us there. I am begrudged. It's fine. Millennial was right. No, not that millennial. I'm not talking about fatalities. I'm just talking about harder calls to work. Like getting a foot chase. Talk about a foot chase. Talk about catching a guy that was like serial, like doing vehicle burglaries or something like that. I don't know. Save somebody from a domestic. Like pull somebody out of like a bad situation. Do CPR on a homeless person. Like that's a good call. Working at DWI is like Tuesday. Beat background music. Robert gets it. I'm not, because again, M4s are very squared away rifles for the most part, but like they had some goofy stuff. It was weird to me, and it makes me believe that their training is likely as old as their equipment, right? Which means that they don't have a lot of. They're probably still being taught ASP. They're not being taught more modern empty hand techniques, right? There's no emphasis on any of that growth. Likely, you're going to see the same thing with like tactics. Being concerned about stuff like backstops, how you're approaching high risk scenarios and stuff like that. Suicide intervention. We had a lot of training in mental health intervention just to identify like, hey, if I am talking to a veteran, right, like what are some things I need to avoid when talking to them? Like we had very specific classes about how to address a lot of this stuff. And I don't know. I'm gonna take 2 from State Boys. We're gonna be at +10 for State, and I'm gonna add +3 to media for trying to make that look as good. To the lay person, they would not know the problems I had with that. Fluff for the win. He's getting after it. Oh, he insta-pitted? It's kind of weird. Someone went on the radio and said ASP pit him. Like, it was not me. That was ASP, Doug.
Hands out now, hands up! Hands out on the ground!
Good on him for not being part of the other officer's backstop. I'll give him that. I just wonder what the stop's for. Pit maneuver on DWI pursuit. Oh, so they were already pursuing him. He was just getting involved. This makes way more sense. Okay.
On the ground, on your face! On your fucking face! I'm gonna take you if you don't get on the ground now. On your face, now!
Local PD's like, bro, State Boys on the highway. I'd be pumped. Okay, child, you need to put your stuff up. You have an adult here. Like, this is unacceptable. Dog, thank you. Oh my god. Oh. Well, good on them. Whatever. I'm gonna give +5 to State Boys. That was a good, effective pit. We're just like that. We're giving points back, and I'm gonna take 2 from I'm gonna take 5 from municipals. 1 for needing State Boys to come clean up your mess, and then a point a gun at the back of this trooper's head when he was handcuffing. Yeah, man, good on that trooper. Good on him. Wait, what? This is gonna be police?
You seen a storm drain loose around here?
Right around there.
Right over here. There was a giant hole right in the middle of the playground.
What's down there?
No, there's nobody in there. But we're gonna have to try to get that cover out of there.
Can I help you?
Think you can?
Yes, yeah.
It's pretty heavy. I'm telling you, that thing weighs like a small Volkswagen.
What if we all just grab the grate and pull it out?
You think we could? Who's my strongest guys?
Him. Buried. It's not buried. Oh. You can probably get down a few people.
All right, watch out.
Watch out. Okay, JJ. Hold up.
Ready? Oh! Oh!
Yeah, JJ! Yeah. The trick is you put it on diamond and then you turn it in so it doesn't fall.
There you go. You seen a storm drain?
Mary, you know what? +5 for, I'm a +10 for society. Shout out to them. I am not giving any points because that guy chewed bubblegum like an absolute monster. No points awarded. Call the utility company. You never see body cam. That officer telling his partner in the other lane. That tends to not get released to the public, although that does happen. Dude. Dialysis dude gets me. The gum chewing was awful. Kimberly, what's going on? It does not take much to get me to sing. Here, kids is why you should join the police department. Cool uniform, cool gadgets, positive community interaction. You know what, Wiz? That's exactly what they pitch. That's not at all how it goes down, but that is what they pitch. Can I do spicy stuff yet? I might have to get to the spicy stuff. I'll do this one and then we'll get to the spicy stuff.
That President Mary, as part of that guilty plea, Miles Hudson must have no criminal violations for 5 years. However, he has had several run-ins with the law since then, with charges filed, and now he has a warrant for his arrest.
You know what? Because most of y'all mentioned it, I'll take 5 from municipals for the chewing of the gum. It was pretty bad. You guys have convinced me.
This newly released video shows Miles Hudson
Talk to
handcuffed in
Juju.
a patrol car after he was arrested for assaulting his mother in April 2022.
Okay, we're taking some points from suspects. We're 9-10 for beating up your mom.
He can be heard telling officers his mom wasn't really hurt and he should be let go.
There's nothing I can do just because she said that. She doesn't have no marks, no none of that. There's nothing I can do. I just go to jail.
Hudson stayed quiet the rest of the way to jail, and prosecutors charged him for knocking his
Matthew,
mother
what's going
out
on?
of the chair when she didn't make him coffee.
Okay, if you can step out for me, please.
It's a pleasure,
Hudson
Matthew.
pleaded
Welcome.
guilty and was ordered to stay out of trouble for 5 years. But in that time, he's been posting daredevil driving videos to
Of course.
Instagram, earning the name Belltown Hellcat Driver. On Friday, he was arrested for violating the terms of his home confinement on 2 new criminal charges of reckless driving.
Free advice. Don't be like the sergeant here and put your cuffs on the small of your back like this. This is taut so that you can reach it from both sides. From behind you, I would rather see this in front of you if that's your thought process. You can also just put handcuff cases on either side of your belt. But when you do this, if you land straight on your spine, I've actually, in my department, had a guy that had permanent back injuries due to falling on his cuffs like that. Just be careful.
Reckless driving and domestic violence stalking. Neighbors at his apartment building say he's caused other troubles.
Very loud nights spent our first few months here.
That was pretty bad sometimes. There was a couple nights where you could hear it, even up through like the higher floors.
Hudson was supposed to appear for a review hearing on the case involving his mother.
What an
to show
idiot.
the judge he isn't getting into any new trouble.
Miles Oliver Hudson in courtroom.
Not service related to 1,000%. Not
The
service
Belltown
related.
Hellcat driver was a no-show, and the judge ordered his bail forfeited, then issued a $50,000 arrest warrant.
I mean, I think it indicates the type of person he is. Not really a caring person for the community, for what's right.
I want to point to one discrepancy. The county jail roster shows that Hudson is still in custody, which may explain why he wasn't at today's hearing. However, a court official in Renton, well, she told the judge that Hudson posted bail on Saturday and was set free. So we're still trying to sort out this discrepancy.
Wow.
Reporting live, Joel Marino, Como News. All right.
Of course. Of course they let him out. All right. Welcome to the spicier part of the stream. Go ahead and drop a like, and let's get ready to get in trouble on the internet. Oh, did Keith pop in? Oh, I got excited for a second. You guys were acting like Keith was here. I saw, hey, Keith. Oh, Keith is here! Dog. Dad, it's good to see you. Oh, this is an intro. Ride with the hive's a terrible saying. And referring to yourself as bees is a weird thing. I guess if it's bees. Also, this specific flashlight holder is kind of cancer. Look for the Surefire, for a 1-inch flashlight, the Surefire V70. Very good flashlight holder. This will fall out the second it gets hit.
Nice.
He said, nice.
Welcome to another episode of Ride with the Hive. This is the Aero Bureau. I'm Sergeant Allen.
It's their version of Air One. I'm already here for it, Doug. Square up with Air One. We need a sticker. Juan, square up with Air One. It's got to be a thing.
Jensen. Tonight we're out just supporting our local agencies. Clear. Man, sorry.
What a cool gig. His last name would be Jensen.
we just assisted on a call from the...
It's just like weirdly nice for B-roll. If Juan was here, he would talk about how nice this like soft lighting is. It's only 1-point lighting, and he's not really backlit very well, but it's like rather pleasant because it separates him from the background. And then the chopper itself is actually lit pretty well. This is rather nice. And then he's got like the extra background of like the city in the back, and then like the airplane hangar. This is rather well composed.
Where a domestic turned pursuit.
Air One Gets It Done is another good one.
2 troopers and a Wendover officer were involved.
I can't see behind all the fluff.
We arrived on scene and...
Okay.
Eastbound at 7. Just lost the tire. Oh yeah. Alright, we got put something up in the windshield. He's covering his windows. Be advised, he's covering windows. Okay, windows are tinted. They're up.
Golly, talk about losing your tires. Jeez.
He's put up his sunshade in the windshield. Alright, units on the ground. Be advised, that is near his gas tank side, so that flames are right there. You might want to create a little distance. Command, sorry. This is definitely going to be barricading the vehicle. All windows are blacked out. He's covered the front windshield and it appears the back window as well.
You know what's great about this? He's going to smoke himself out. He can only stay in there for so long.
And be advised, he's now used some kind of blanket or towel to cover the windows on the inside on the driver's side.
Will you tell the individual on 911, is there anything you guys would like us to tell them specifically?
Get out.
Get out?
Alright, be advised, doors open. Driver door open.
What an idiot.
Nothing in his right hand, nothing in his left hand. I'm going to hover so you can get a good view of the opposite side of him, okay? Go. Oh, they're approaching. Okay.
I was about to say, who's lethal on the car, dog?
That is a fully involved car. Yeah. There it is. He's pulling now.
Fire's finally there to go be heroes. Look at them.
Ooh, look how white that gets.
As we were clearing...
I don't need to hear from you. It's fine. Guys, I'm going to give this is a state agency, theoretically, so I'm going to give another 5 to state. We're plus 20 for state. They're doing pretty good today. Brian, you need to chill. That would be spicy lungs for sure. The fire is lethal. The car. You're probably right. I'll take that back. He's on Boom Shakalaka. That is a gosh, what was that game called? You would play 2-on-2. You could play it in the arcades. What is that game called? NBA something like Boom Shakalaka. He's heating up. Somebody tell me what that game was. It was an arcade game where you played 2-on-2 basketball. God, I cannot remember what that game was called. Somebody help me. It's one of my NBA Jam. Thank you, dog. Top notch. My brother and I used to play that back in the day. Brisket suspect. Y'all need to chill. Oh, I was gonna complain about this. At least it's Irving, California, and not Irving, Texas. NBA fluff. Wow. Oh, okay. So they're using this to support their drug abuse resistance education program. Not anything important. This is totally just for PR. They hope it's going to start a positive conversation in the community. Look at how much money we spent on a vehicle that can't do patrol. It does look very Demolition Man-esque for those of you that have seen the movie. Very, very good. Looks like GTA. Look at how proud they are. I want to point something out that their belts don't have a lot of equipment on them. So the longer, you'll see this, the military guys can go back me up on this. So when you're in training, you're going to have what's issued to you, right? And the uniform code's very strict, and so you're only going to have on you what you're supposed to have on you, right? Well, the second you get deployed, almost immediately everybody's kit changes to a certain degree, right? You start like adding weird stuff because like the needs of your situation are going to create necessities for your equipment, right? And so anytime I see people in like really like simple looking uniforms like that, it's like they don't have backup handcuff keys because they don't arrest people, right? They don't have backup pairs of handcuffs hanging off them somewhere because they're not arresting people, right? Extra pockets for like notepads, extra pens, gloves, backup taser cartridges, all that stuff. You end up being just like littered with equipment because you're actually doing the job versus this, which is just screams like I don't do anything. So this is like the police equivalent of a pogue, I guess. Like this patrol car that'll never see the streets ever, really. That's so stupid. Since that's a police department, I will take 5. God, man, we're at -10 on municipals. We're not doing great. Matthew, I will give a very, very short after party. I have to wake up really early for work tomorrow. Studies have shown that seeing a Cybertruck helps with addiction. What? He highlighted his own comment. What is so stupid? You gotta chill. Take 100. No, I'm not taking 100. Mom calls 911.
On October 13th, 2023, at 8:43 a.m., officers responded to a Georgia home for a domestic disturbance. A woman reported her son was acting out, but hung up before giving details. Attempts to reach her again were unsuccessful. Upon arrival, the officer knocked on the front door twice.
Now, I'd get a little salty with him for standing in the doorway like this, but there's probably bushes on either side. My suggestion is always to back up so that you can get yourself out of the doorway if you're ever stuck in. This happens also with like apartments where you just like the front door is kind of sunk into a partial hallway. Still back off of these. Don't hang out in doorways, boys and girls. Also, I'm glad he's looking at that window.
Despite repeated knocking, no one answered.
I didn't call you. No, hey, I didn't call you. And I'm fine. I didn't call you. And me and my elder. Where you at? Come here, man. Mom, come here. Mom, come here. Come here. Come here. Did you call her?
What's going on? This is never a good sign. Free advice for those of you that are, I guess, interested in going into law enforcement or, I guess, like watching this kind of stuff. When one party is adamant that you don't talk to them, although they could just be trying to protect your Fifth Amendment rights, oftentimes this is a suspect trying to prevent you from interacting with the victim. What is this? I got something in chat. Somebody gave me something in chat. I'll see. I'll look at it.
He's abusing me. Physically. You're fine, Mom. Are you fine, Mom? Everything's fine. Mom, you're fine. You're fine, Mom. I can't take this more.
So what's going on?
Because I'm abusing you physically. She's a little tired because she's fine.
Good on him for separating the parties. Now, the backup officer does need to be a little more concerned. I don't think this old lady's going to pull out a shotgun and shoot him, but he needs to be concerned about the other involved parties.
It's been for the last couple of days. Go to bed with it, wake up with it. And shoving me down, kicking me. I can't take it anymore. I need help.
Step back over there. Step back over there.
She's fine.
Good. Step back over there like I told you to.
Ask tell make.
Step back over there like I told you. If you
You're on tell.
go back over there. If you don't go back over there, you're going to back of a patrol car.
We're on make.
Turn around. Turn around. You're not.
I'm here for that. He did. That was an adequate amount of time between ask tell make. I'm happy. Consider me happy.
No, harassment.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because you're not the one that called us.
Mom.
I told you to stop.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. No, mother. I'm fine.
Okay, that pull away, he needs to know what his grass feels like.
Hey.
The pull away is a problem. I don't like OC here. I'm still a fan of empty hand techniques. Mostly because now you're gonna all doing it in OC spray, but it is what it is. Better than taser.
I'm fine. Don't put your hands behind your back right now. I did nothing wrong. Turn around and put your hands behind your back. I did nothing. No, you're gonna get sprayed. No, I did nothing wrong. Put your hands behind your back. I did nothing wrong.
So now the other officer needs to help. He's currently not helping. That's the problem.
Know what's best for your cops.
Also, free advice when you're in these situations, when they have heavy coats like this, they're great leverage. Grab the coat. You don't need the arm. Just grab the coat and pull. Same thing with backpacks. Grab the backpack and pull. It'll take the torso with it.
In the name of Jesus, I did nothing wrong.
LT?
Mom.
Spray him.
Mom.
He asked. He's like, LT, can I spray him? He's like, yeah, spray him.
Mom, no weapons for you guys from Father. Mom. No weapons, Father God. Put the shield of faith on me, Father God. The armor of God, the shield of faith.
He is going to start feeling this OC spray in a second.
The shield of faith. The shield of faith.
You need to make. Okay, I'm annoyed now that they're just kind of running around.
Mom,
LT needs to help.
what happened?
Also, you can get on the radio and ask for help.
Mom, what happened? Mom, what happened? Mom, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
I also don't like now because he's able to now go and retrieve a weapon. Where before you're dealing with whatever he's got on him, which could be a knife or a gun or whatever, but now he can go back and get like a machete or something wild. Spray him under the brim of his head. This is not scene security, but mostly because the LT's not helping. This guy could have ripped him to the ground, but he's too dependent on the OC spray to get compliance. This is very common in smaller departments or with newer officers that just don't have a lot of experience with dealing with people that resist. Like, once you know, and especially when you get someone that pulls that hard away, like, you got to kind of meet it in the middle there. This can get very squirrely very quickly. Also, like, you don't know if there's more suspects, right? And this would have been something good to ask Mom of who else all is in here. The longer this takes to resolve itself, you can potentially have more people get involved. And now where it's 2-on-1 for y'all, it becomes 2-on-2, 4-on-2, 3-on-2, so on and so forth. Just be careful.
Nothing wrong. Get on the ground. I did nothing wrong.
You've already escalated force. Grab the hoodie.
I did nothing wrong. Get on the ground. I did nothing wrong, Officer Lambert. I'm in peace. I did nothing wrong, Officer Lambert. I'll talk to you in a minute. I did nothing wrong.
LT.
I will stand up.
Get on the ground.
I will stand up.
Get on the ground.
I did nothing wrong.
Get on the ground.
LT.
Officer Lambert, get on the ground now.
LT has helped.
Nope. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
LT.
Get on the ground.
So this is also what happens when you decide to fight standing up. People have a lot more leverage to resist, right? In this standing up posture. This is also very unsafe for everybody, right? One, he can decide to swing on you and that can become problematic. Two, when he does decide to fall, if it doesn't happen when you want it to, he could pull you with him. Both of you guys are hitting your head on concrete or brick or whatever. This fight could have happened over grass, and now this is going to happen over concrete next to a window and a door and potentially like a dog or something. But LT is stressing me out. Also, this is a terrible... Bro. I was team him. He had the right idea behind it all. Like, he's like, hey, like, let's escalate my use of force. But, like, this baton's not going to help you right now.
I did nothing wrong. I'm sitting down. I did nothing wrong. Put your hands behind your back now. I did nothing wrong. Put your hands behind your back. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I'm sitting here just doing my line. I did nothing wrong.
Straight arm bar. Just pull him out from there. and prone him out and put him in handcuffs. I don't know why he's reaching for handcuffs right now. This is not a handcuffing position. This is not a handcuffing position.
I did nothing wrong. No, we're not playing this game. No, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
Oh, now we're in the house. This is great.
No. I did nothing.
He's just now asking for another unit? I thought he asked earlier. I feel dumb. Okay. I'm going to take 15 for now. That puts us at negative 25. Is this municipal? I feel like this is municipal.
Wait! I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Officer Lambert. I did nothing wrong.
You stood up again.
I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, these handcuffs don't help you still.
I did nothing wrong, Officer Lambert. Mom, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Mom, in the name of Jesus, get on the ground.
This baton is not going to help you.
Shield of faith. Get on the ground. I did nothing wrong. Stop. No one's going to get you prosper. No one's going to prosper. No one's against me.
The clenched fist too makes me think it's a turn of assaulted.
Get on the ground. Shield of faith. Shield of faith. Protect me, Lord. Protect me, Lord Jesus. Get on the ground. Shield of faith. Protect me, Lord Jesus. Protect me, Lord Jesus. Get on the ground. I did nothing wrong, Mom. I did nothing wrong, Mom. No one's going to get you prosper. I did nothing wrong. She's
a big old OC can.
I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
LT, come on, dog.
Shield of faith. Protect my eyes, Lord. Protect my body. Protect my body.
What are we doing? I tell you what, he tanked the OC.
I said, you need to have a seat. I will. You hit me several times and I didn't attack you. What happened? Mom.
Cross the street. Over here.
I've not obstructed anything, Officer Lambert. Anything. No, you free.
Oh, great. Let's go.
Get on the ground or you're going to get tased.
Lay down. 1, go ahead. 2, no, 3. No.
Well, okay, hold on. Okay. So, this was a handcuffing position. What are we doing?
Get on the ground or you're going to get tased.
That's a handcuffing position. Handcuff him. What are we doing? Like, handcuff him.
Lay down. 1, go ahead. 2, no, 3.
Why are we going hands on? He gave himself up.
I'm here. No, you have to take me. Lay on your face. Get on the ground now. Lay on your face. Lay on your face.
But what is LT doing?
Lay on the ground. My hands are right here. Lay on the ground.
I'm shocked that taser works.
Get on your face.
I don't know why he's that amped. There's 3 of y'all there. There's no reason to yell. He's not being assaultive or anything like that. This is not that complicated.
Put your hands on your back now.
Come on.
Behind your back now.
I believe in you.
Get on your face.
Cool.
Get on your face. Get on your face. I can't. Get on your face.
I'll tell you what, if the armor of God is with this man, because he's currently winning a 4-on-1 fight with law enforcement with no effort.
Get on your face. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach now. Roll over on your stomach now. I can't.
What's he doing, dog?
Mom! Put him in cuffs. Put him in cuffs. Get on your stomach. Put me in cuffs.
What are we doing? He's asking to be put in cuffs. What are we doing?
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground. Put your hand behind your back. Now. Put your hand behind your back. Now.
Help him. Stop tasing him.
Get your hand behind your back.
What are we doing? Also, all of those like popping noises is it not working. That's it failing to make a connection. So it's just arcing to nothing.
Behind your back.
He's winning with pacifism. He really is. He's crushing it.
Do it. I'm trying to.
So this is like taser deployment number like 30, right? Legitimately, even though they're technically justified in utilizing some level of force here, right, to get him secured, we are getting into unreasonable once you've deployed it like 40 or 50 times. Like, technically, there's a civil rights violation slowly occurring, though they had the PC. Also, Axon won't show you this footage when they talk about the efficacy of tasers. Axon? Anyways. Shout out to Millennial if he's still here for teaching people empty hand techniques. My dog. Millennial, get him. For how many times? What upsets me is they're going to talk about this fight like it was the coolest thing ever. This fight, air quotes, like, dog. We were lucky he wasn't more resistant.
Officer. Yes, thank you. I was, but I was here. Officer Brochure. Right away. Officer Brochure. Here's your shoes. Thank you, sir. Limerick. Listen, I have a... Listen. Okay.
What are we doing?
LVIA. 8912. Does he have phones in his pocket?
It's like with at least twice a month. It's like he gets paranoid, you know.
Negative 200 for PD. I'll take another 30. I've already taken 15, so that puts us at like 45 that I've taken away. So I'm close to 50. Yeah, it puts us at negative 55 for PD. That's not great.
And to the ground, and then when he gets over, he start dressing them. If you see things on my forehead where and all that, and it's just been going on, and I just can't do it.
So the bruise on your forehead, is that recent?
Yeah. I don't want to tell when down.
Can you look up for me? I just want to look at your neck.
He said Air One to make the arrest. My dog, Robert, I'm here for it.
Heck, you look up for me.
Is he in custody?
I'm not seeing any
Dan,
bruise.
I don't
mean,
know.
I see, looks like some old bruising.
Yeah, well,
For no reason, just came up with charge.
it's just that
Is he diagnosed with anything?
I don't think so, because he's been avoiding going.
He's diagnosed with the armor of God, my dog.
I take him to the doctor, you know.
Going on.
No, I did nothing wrong. You would if when I walked up, I told you to lay down.
I couldn't because
it
I
doesn't
was
matter.
building my leg.
You were told to lay down.
I
you
couldn't
listened.
at first. I could
No.
not. I was still in pain.
No.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There's no conversation.
Okay.
It's
Wait,
no yes or no.
I need to get my. I need.
Squirtle, I will give chat plus 20 for that because it's so on brand. Oh my god. Okay, so you guys are only at negative 20 now. You guys are close.
No.
Yes, it is lecture time.
You are going to jail.
For
felony obstruction.
No.
felony obstruction? Is obstruction a felony anywhere? Unless they're trying to say that because he was never assaultive. He just passively resisted. I'd be shocked if that sticks.
I didn't obstruct anything.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. I was just trying to lay down. There's no. I didn't obstruct anything.
Stop.
No, wait.
He's digging, Mike.
I'm not digging. I'm not digging. My hands
If you searched him incident to arrest, it wouldn't matter.
can't dig. My hands can't dig. They can't dig.
Sam, you look lovely, dog. Your name looks lovely on the screen.
No. You don't know how to listen, so no.
Stress
If you followed
pause.
simple instructions, you wouldn't be in the position you're in right now.
I receive. I do listen.
No.
I listen well. I listen well.
I already told you no. That's clearly you not listening.
I'm with you, Robert.
What part of no don't you understand? No, you gotta get the prongs out of it. You got gloves on? Where your nitro?
Did he obstruct a felony? So if the charge would have made more sense if they said domestic assault and then enhanced it due to her being like elderly. So that's mother-son relationship, right? And if there is domestic assault, and let's say she's north of whatever, it's like 65 or 75 or something like that, that makes it a felony, and then you're obstructing, then resisting, then I get it, but that's not how he articulated it, which is why I have beef. Mostly because he likely doesn't know.
Yeah, rubber gloves. Please, I listen. I need a breather, please.
No.
Bad lawyers can't make anything stick. I'm kind of hydrated. I have water. I
He
did
was
beans and
charged
rice.
with
It's
obstructing
good
a law enforcement officer, domestic violence battery, and exploiting, inflicting pain, or depriving essential services to a disabled or elderly person.
Those other charges make way more sense. Yeah, at least they only said obstructing. They couldn't have articulated assault. I'm okay with this charge now. This back end here makes a little bit more sense. Retro, what's going on, homie? None of us know. Everything they did was theoretically lawful. It was just so poorly done. It was so poorly done. That's only my beef. Anyways, drop a like if you're here. Go ahead and drop a like. I love you all.
This guy was driving in China when a police officer jumped onto his car's hood. He later accused the driver of intentionally hitting him. However, the video led to his arrest and the punishment of the other officers on the scene. This guy was
My boy was looking for days off. A shout out to him. We're going to say, for this one, I'm going to take 10 for administrators in China for putting their officers in a situation where they feel like they have to do this. When they're not oppressing the locals. Like, I just want some time off, dog. That's what we're going to do with that one. This is 29 minutes. Let's see if I can find a shorter one. Ford Fusion driver. Oh, we're back with ASP, dog. Let's, thoughts and prayers to the suspect here. ASP State Boys in the Highway. -5 for Chad. No. Well, we might -5 for chat. They don't get some likes. State Boys in the Highway. Had official depression. My brother in Christ, are you in pursuit? Like, what is going on here? You're doing 80. Your lights are on. You overtaking? You got a plate? Calling out? Calling out anything? Seatbelt just came off.
David Boys 089 692.
He's trying to dip you, dog. Get after it. Are you in pursuit, my brother? I'm assuming 1037 since he's in pursuit. There's the tone. Lily, thank you. That's all I got on my beard. That's all I'm going to get out of it. So. He's still deciding. It is not. It is David Boy. Dan. Here in America, if you're law enforcement, you don't use military phonetics. Keith! I didn't even see you come in. Did you come in just to play that? You're trolling me now.
I'm here to spend a little time with you.
Oh, here, hold on, stand by. Let me move the thing. Everyone started yelling Keith, and I was looking in the chat like, wait, where is Keith? And then here you are, old timer. He's like, show me 1097 on the stream.
That's right.
There it is. Everybody's gonna lose their mind. Mom. Everybody's pumped. Dad time. We got a couple videos left for the rest of the evening. So you made good time.
Nice.
Also, this
last one was Hyena said Lieutenant. It sucked.
Bro, he said, put your hands behind your back.
Yeah.
Spray them. Whatever.
Yeah.
Days. That's the whole time. Like, bro, like, retire, dude. Like, I don't care how old and broken I got. I feel like I couldn't help but intervene. At least try, like, that was hard to watch.
I mean, something, push him, trip him, something.
Yeah, dude, any contribution would have been helpful. I'll give 10 back to chat since Keith showed up. There it is. You guys are at -10 only. You guys have almost crawled out of the hole. Dad did indeed come back with the milk. Oh, shit. That caught me off guard. I don't think this is how they teach pits. Okay.
That's more of a rub. It's like a NASCAR pit.
The guy did brake check. I mean, that's probably how I ended up like on the side there. But dang. I'm gonna be honest. I probably kicked that door right back into that person unless I can see both hands. That would sketch me out.
Could be, yeah.
I guess he can see all. He can see both of them.
Get the fuck out the car now.
Yeah. Let's. The first guy I'm good with. The second guy is a little sussy.
In my house. Somebody was breaking in my house. I can show you on my phone. I can show you on my phone. Get your fucking hand behind your back. Get your fucking hand behind your back. I can show you on my phone. Somebody broke in my house. I can show you on my phone. I'm not resisting.
So why'd you run?
Pulled over. We could have talked about this. Fucking. I didn't know you was behind me. Somebody broke in my house. I'm not resisting. Hey, miss with that bullshit. I'm not. No. I can show you on my phone. ADT. I got ADT in my.
1015 low.
I'm not security system.
Yeah, just the one.
Somebody broke in my house.
Let's clear the house. Let's clear the car.
Security system just went off. I'm not lying to you, sir.
Also, shout out to the trooper for getting on the radio and saying 1015 times 1, so everybody slows the hell down.
Sir, I'm not lying to you.
Underrated. He's so annoyed.
Listen to me. I'm not lying to you.
Did you hear the guy go out of service? The guy gets on the radio just to go out of service. I'm 10-7. I'm done.
Listen to me. I'm okay. No. Hey, stop talking. Stop talking. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, I'm not. Don't say yes, sir. Shut the fuck up. Yes, sir. Listen to me.
You need to chill. He's in custody.
Yeah, I mean, you got him. Slow down.
Yeah, like chill, dog. Although I'll tell you what, he misses that pit by any more, he's in those trees.
Yeah,
because he'd have self-pitted, and yeah, they'd be pulling him out of that forest. Well, there you go. Shout out, bro. They have the sussiest police pursuits. Has the sussiest like profile picture
avatar there.
Yeah. You think that she's a lady of the badge here?
Only on Halloween.
Only on Halloween, or when the OF subscribers ask her to be.
There you go. There you go.
Diplomatic Security Service. Is this a federal thing? I mean, Department of State.
Yeah.
I guess. This is the feds. We have a feds call here. Oh, this is recruiting for the feds. Let's see it.
The Department of State's Bureau.
Oh, hold on. This is actually kind of rad. I'm a nerd. I'm about to show my nerddom here. Right here. Oh, no, it's not. It's not what I thought it was. I thought it was a kinetic development group mount, which is really rad. They like pop on and pop off, but they don't. They have like it's a cool thing. I thought that's what it was. It's not. I take it all back. Not cool.
The Department of State's Bureau of Diplomatic Security leads worldwide law enforcement efforts to advance U.S. foreign policy and safeguard national security interests, a mission which affords DS the privilege of promoting and protecting diplomacy worldwide. To achieve this directive, aspiring and active special agents go through rigorous training at the
Mark 14's my dog. Dude, is this a mall? Bro, they're dripped out here, bro. They spared no expense.
Foreign Affairs Security Training Center, FAST-C. Years of planning and execution resulted in an industry-leading institute that offers a unified, mission-oriented curriculum for tactical skills, leadership, and professional development, all geared towards the needs of the U.S. foreign affairs community. Inaugurated in 2019 in Central Virginia, FAST-C is on 1,350 acres within Fort Barfoot.
Very impressive.
And includes 18 support buildings, 19 training venues, and a unique, integrated design that allows seamless training across the facility. Preparing a diverse and mission-driven workforce to advance...
Bro, do you want to know why we don't have free healthcare? You boys are getting that money. Like, golly.
Advance U.S. foreign policy.
The money went.
No kidding, dog. Here's your $750.
You must spend it all on bullets.
Oh my god, bro! These guys got like a lot of very nice equipment. This is all very expensive.
FAST-C offers a flexible training environment to prepare students to respond and operate in the most hostile and remote locations in the world.
A mass casualty event.
Dedicated instructors provide critical life-saving training to U.S. foreign affairs personnel, accompanying family members, and the operational and professional development of the Diplomatic Security Service Special Agents, the law enforcement and security force of the U.S. Department of State. Students participate in simulated embassy evacuations and crisis response drills to prepare for potential real-world scenarios. When collaborating with partner law enforcement agencies and DoD elements, shared training builds...
I was going to say, a lot of these other things is DoD. That's all the military. Tyrants toward foreign nations. Squirtle, I'm here for it, dog. PBS 14s, Brother Rocket Night Vision. What is going on here?
Stronger understanding of best practices and use of resources. All are critical components to DS's success in the international arena. The implementation of a national security-focused diplomatic strategy geared towards today's ever-changing global threat environment requires a dynamic and responsive training institution.
I was going to say they probably also subcontract this facility to DoD and all these other guys. That's okay. I'm not mad about that. I will say this though, we are for the foreseeable future still the epicenter here in America for training, whether it's law enforcement, military, executive protection, or whatever. Mostly because we got the money for it. Let's be honest. But that's Keith and I were over there microwaving dinners and shit, and these guys are over here blowing stuff up.
Yep.
Must be nice.
For free.
For free.
Yeah, they got paid, and it was free. Free bullets.
Well, tell that to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. News is learning more about a Prince George's County rookie officer arrested in Virginia, and one of the key crimes that departments across the region have been cracking down on.
Stolen vehicles. She's facing 3 counts of unauthorized use. Maryland Bureau's
Nice.
Brad Bell is live with the trail of evidence that investigators say this officer actually left behind. Brad.
Yeah, so we broke the story of the arrest yesterday. Today, we got the court documents that lay out the case. And this involves rental cars that were not rented. There were no contracts. There was no authorization. They were just discovered to be missing from a rental car lot. And then, according to these allegations, connected to this police officer. Last March, the Prince George's County Police Department posted this photo on social media celebrating newly sworn-in police officer Sierra Alston's graduation from the police academy.
Come on, girlfriend.
It was part of honoring Women's History Month. Well,
Damn,
yesterday, the
ain't that
department
a
revealed
bitch.
Alston was arrested last week and is facing felony charges for for unauthorized use of 3 rental cars stolen from Reagan National Airport. 7 News obtaining the criminal complaint filed in Arlington, Virginia. It's now alleged that just after that graduation picture was posted, the 6th rental car company recovered 3 2024 BMWs taken from their lot between February and April. An airport authority police officer claiming that in one car they found a female PGPD jacket. In another, Alston's Instagram account was linked to the entertainment system.
We're going to take 50 from suspects because that's some of the worst suspecting I've ever seen in my life. Good job.
And that Alston was recorded driving the 3rd car during an interaction with a D.C. police officer. They also allege Alston's cell phone pinged near the airport on 3 occasions during the period when the cars were taken. The last time, just 5 days after her police graduation. We have asked the police department a series of questions about Alston's background check, if she is still in a new hire probationary period, if she'll now be fired, and was she suspended when PGPD learned of the
like the fact that these are even questions that had to be asked, you know?
Stolen cars back in July.
No comment.
Yeah, and just a short time ago, we learned that the police department here is not yet ready to answer our questions.
It's a loss of manpower.
Let's say, for the sake of argument, that maybe she's being framed. Maybe. But I doubt it. Or they wouldn't be pulling these kind of charges out.
They'll just put her at a desk.
Man. Prince George County?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it from admin. I won't take it from county. Let's take 10. Just for them being idiots. -70 for admin. Wow. Idiots. Dozens of white supremacist gang members arrested in massive bust. They found themselves. It's like the feds finding themselves.
We begin today with the arrest of 42 members of the San Fernando Valley-based white supremacist street gang, the Peckerwoods. The indictment...
Oh, Peckerwoods is... Okay, maybe this is legit.
...charges a total of 68 defendants with numerous federal crimes.
For the uninitiated, Peckerwood was typically a
it's a
label.
white prison gang.
Yeah. So a lot of times you had like Aryan Brotherhood, which was AB was probably the most that I can think of off the top of my head, white supremacists like gang. Oftentimes they would recruit from Peckerwoods. We also sometimes every once in a while you would get initiates that they would actually go from being Peckerwoods to AB. Totally a thing though. That's a prison gang.
Now it is news reporter Sid Garcia is live at the LAPD's North Hollywood station with the details and video of some of the arrests made today. Sid?
Guys, it was the LAPD, the FBI, the DEA, and other police agencies that took part in the takedown today. As you mentioned, dozens of members of this white supremacist gang were taken down, and according to the feds, they committed more than just hate crimes.
Taking the guns out of the hands of gang members, taking drugs off our streets, increases the safety and reduces the harm that these activities pose to our communities.
The LAPD, FBI, DEA, and other law enforcement agencies announced today that they've taken down dozens of members of the notorious white supremacist.
Okay, a lot of these are prostitutes, but some of these are probably not. They're trying to go 50, and it's like, well, you took like 10. The other 40 were just chicks hanging around said white supremacist gang members, but like...
Supremacist gang, the Peckerwoods. The gang is based out of the San Fernando Valley.
They just like saying it on TV.
That's what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
You know,
like,
the reporters are like, the Peckerwoods.
You know what I mean? Like... Shit is weird, man. We need to get into consulting, Keith. What are we doing, dog?
Warrants were served this morning. 68 members of the gang.
Hold on. I was going to go back. That's a barrel, not a gun. This is also not a firearm. This is just a handguard. This is a holster. These are drugs. I buy that. This is a bag. I'm not sure what the bag... I guess because it's got a little bit of camouflage on it. This is ammunition. The scales I buy. The extra phones I buy. Some magazines. This is not even... This is technically, according to the ATF, a firearm. But it is just a lower receiver. And this is the barrel, likely for this shotgun. Weirdly enough, there's no magazines for these rifles. There's magazines for the handguns. And then whatever this abomination is. This is a weird flex. The drugs I get. But like some of this stuff doesn't need to be on the table.
Were indicted on charges ranging from gun violations to identity theft.
Ooh, I just wanted to see. Yeah. Yeah.
It appears, however, that the business of hate was not enough for them. Their criminal activity took on different forms.
I don't know. You don't qualify as a gang if you're just in the business of hate. This is like an internet group, right? Gang, the delineation of a gang is going to be somebody that's operating in organized crimes. This is going to be selling drugs, human trafficking, stuff like that. Like, the statement's just weird.
Driven by greed, as alleged today, they engaged in drug distribution, multiple fraud schemes, and firearms offenses.
No
42 of the 68 gang members indicted are now in custody. The remaining 26 are fugitives.
Bro, you mean to tell me they had that many women that they arrested and there was no prostitution happening? Maybe it's legal here. I don't know.
The Peckerwoods, according to federal law enforcement, have aligned themselves with the Aryan Brotherhood and Mexican Mafia prison gangs.
I'd be curious to see who would. I don't see like MS-13 or anybody like that affiliating with Peckerwoods or Peckerwoods. Like AB doesn't do business with anybody that's not white. Like that's like the prerequisite for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I could see like a sect of like, they have like a lot of biker gangs. You had like the Hells Angels and stuff. There was some overlap there, but they're literally like recruiting based on racial lines. So like, I don't know that I buy that, but maybe they know something I don't.
We wanted to do through this investigation was neutralize this threat as quickly as possible. So as I said, we're not going to wait around for a tragedy to occur. We're going to take action right away. And in order to do that, we use every tool in our federal toolbox to address that. And that's what we've done today.
Again, 42 of the 68 indicted are in custody. We're still looking for the other 26. The sentences, if convicted on the charges, range from as low as 10 years to life in prison.
Okay. 10 years to life. If they said Peckerwood one more time in that broadcast, we're gonna get a soundbite for that. Peckerwood.
We'll cut one.
Do what?
Go back. We'll cut one.
Oh, go. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go back and cut a clip.
Oh, for that. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, inside America's most dangerous cartel city, a police tour. Oh, they're getting after it here.
Which is this next right here.
Oh, it's this kid again.
Get out of the vehicle!
Now that was a one-arm takedown.
This is me in a police car chase in one of the most important but dangerous border towns. And I'm here to uncover the truth behind the border crisis that some are
I tell you what, dude, Laredo, there's some shit going down there.
Calling an invasion. I am in Laredo, Texas, a key trade hub that handles nearly half of U.S.-Mexico trade. And it's an area where the Noreste cartel has heavy influence on both sides. So I plan to ride along with those on the ground to learn how these chases, stash houses, and border walls reflects an issue that goes beyond what we hear on the headlines. This will be a two-part series, so like and subscribe to...
Bro. You think this is the sheriff? Look at how dripped out this guy is. He's got a decorative 2011 or 1911. He's got a decorative belt. He's got like a knife, like just a regular like old school folding knife. Keith, how much do you think that belt costs? If it's like handmade. I don't even know what to say.
Like and subscribe to learn what I quickly got myself into.
So I guess like for my viewers, like explain to me what exactly like a highway police does. How's that different from Border Patrol? Because you said that recently you started controlling a lot more of the border,
Yeah,
right?
so Border Patrol, what it is, obviously they're a federal agency. I guess their main purpose is find, you know, any kind of illegal activity that has to do with the border, right? So anything from drugs, any unauthorized entry into this state or into the country.
So I'm curious, do you always have to be recording as a body cam, or do you get to choose?
What our policy basically says is that anytime we make any sort of interaction with the public, arrest, or even
that's standard,
it'll turn on the camera. It'll turn on both. This is Rio Bravo right here.
So past this sign is now a Rio Bravo.
Yeah.
Kind of looks low-key like Mexico.
So I'd step away for a second.
So
Oh,
this
you're good.
is the river.
You missed the 1911 in custom belt. It was incredible.
Was that a Ranger belt?
No, hold on. I'm at 2 minutes. Hold on, I gotta find this guy's belt again. I was like mad offended. Hold on. I almost found it.
So
Border Patrol, what it
for my an issue that goes beyond what we hear on the headlines. This will be a two-part series, so like.
Look at this guy's belt, Keith.
Yeah, that's a Ranger rig. They make those in a lot of prisons in Texas.
No shit.
You know, leather workshops.
This is normal?
Yeah, yeah, especially out there.
What does this cost?
No.
Bro, I tell you what.
It's called a Ranger rig. I mean, it's a Ranger belt.
Y'all get down different in the South. Keith was a cop a little further south than me, but y'all get down. This is wild. Anyways, I'm going back to where we were at. That's a Ranger belt. I'm gonna Google that. I need to know what that costs.
I'm through, or this is not as much of a high area?
Yeah, no, so what they'll do is they'll circle around. They'll start circling around. They'll have the people run. They'll run up, and then they'll get picked up there, and then they'll just try to book it.
Oh, wow. So this very location.
That's why you, like, if you have a Border Patrol agent like this, they're not gonna cross there. Sometimes they'll get brave at night because, you know, visibility and stuff like that. But even as we're walking here, we have those cameras we spoke about. Right. There are hidden cameras here. It's just, you can't see them. Like, you know, that's the purpose behind them. Border Patrol does something called, sometimes they'll be dragging a tire. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Okay, so what happens is like right here, right? This is clear right now, except that tire mark. But what they do is, like, I'll show you an example. You see those footsteps?
Yeah.
So what they'll do is they know exactly that someone's been walking through here. But like, let's say those footprints are mine. So they'll mark it, right? Like they know, okay, that's mine. That's my footstep, right? When the other agent comes along, they're like, okay, that one's friendly,
okay.
You know? But like, let's say I'm an illegal immigrant and I'm trying to cross that way. I'm gonna leave footprints, right? I'm gonna leave footprints
up.
So that's how they know someone just crossed. And they know if it's fresh or not, because sometimes with some dirt and air, you know, it'll kind of start hiding it, you know, the dirt. But like, let's just say they catch me upriver over there. Then they know, okay, this guy's wearing that spot. They'll look at my shoes like, okay, yeah, that's the guy.
And then they'll match him.
That's the most low-tech solution to that problem, but pretty rad.
And then they'll match up. It's like, okay, yeah, that guy came from this time. He's part of that group. And then once they're done with their traffic, they'll get a tire, they'll get a branch, and then they'll drag the tire. They'll actually apply it to their hitch, and they'll drag the tire, and they'll clean the mark again. And that's where we go back to the carpet underneath the shoes. And I'll show you, I'll share some images of those.
So a lot of migrants wear carpets.
They wear carpet, and that does not leave a print behind. Sometimes these migrants, what they'll do is like, they'll get like a branch, like they're, yeah. They'll start and they'll have a guy like, and he's just literally erasing all the marks. You gotta remember, like, a lot of these people, so some of them run right into the home, and that's what
really has indeed increased over the last few years. But first, and as you'll see with this video pilot, and lonely can
No
feel
ads.
the district, the cloning neighborhood, because we've heard all year of this migrant crisis, and I was curious on what those who live steps away from the border have seen. But would they want to speak up, considering the presence of cartels involved in the smuggling and their influence on both sides of the border?
Okay, so I think we found someone chilling out on the porch that we could talk to.
¿Qué le
She seems friendly. She's smiling.
¿Vive aquí o vive allá? Ah, ok.
¿Cómo
That's a fence. Golly.
estás? Sí, sí, más o menos, más o menos. Me llamo Gen.
Magdalena.
¿Magdalena? Oh, es un nombre bonita. ¿Cuántos años
He's used to hitting on chicks in Spanish, my dog.
vive aquí?
Tengo 40 años.
40 años. Oh my God. ¿Cómo es la situación muy cerca de la frontera aquí?
Pues muchos problemas, bastantito, pues los señores que pasan, del tráfico, pasan muchos carros muy fuertes, bien recio.
¿Todos los días?
Sí, casi todos los. En la noche también. Estaban abajo de la troca de mi esposo, entró la migración y se los llevó, los esposaron y se los llevaron, sí.
¿Cómo es la situación ahora comparado con hace 4 años? ¿Es más o menos o similar o más?
Más. Ahora es más.
¿Por qué?
Porque hay mucho tráfico, hay mucha droga, muchas señores
Confirmation.
que pasan mojaditos y todo eso. Sí, sí.
¿Qué es su opinión de la frontera? ¿Necesita más fuerte?
Sí, sí.
¿Piensa que el policía hace un buen trabajo o necesita hacer más?
Un poquito más.
¿Cómo?
Que anden más vigilando, checando, pues cuidarnos, ¿verdad? Aquí de día y de noche. Pues más de noche porque de noche pues pasan más. Es porque es mucho la gente que estamos en peligro.
Pretty much tired of people crossing into their property.
In a way, they're creating their own border.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you have your property, you buy your. Some of them are coming.
I'm gonna skip forward.
We know that illegal border crossings reached a record high in the Biden administration.
So what's caused this explosion of 7.2 million migrants, and is it actually a big problem? Well, a big reason has been the end of Title 42, a policy enacted actually during COVID that allowed rapid expulsions of migrants without having to process asylum claims. And so when you combine that with economic hardships in countries like Guatemala to Venezuela, and as you'll see in this video, I think it's ridiculous how we have politicized everything, including this damn border issue. And not to mention that I'm in. And even though my intention isn't to expose nor glorify the cops, as I'll reveal by
Mexican resident that wants to come here, there's no other way. You can't do it on your own.
Yeah, I mean,
what happens if you try?
Yeah, if you try, it's bad news for you. And just to kind of give you a perspective on that, to the river in order to escape law enforcement. So he'll actually literally high presence of law enforcement and have that ability. So whenever we have get the green behind the head, if he ever came back or did not come back.
Wait, he was a U.S. citizen?
Yeah. So we have most of the smugglers that we're having right now, they're U.S. citizens.
And as I saw later on, that absolutely seems to be the case. But before we went to more...
I believe that. Super marshals exist.
sites, I wanted to meet the Texas Ranger.
Keith informed me today that there are marshals that are separate from the... Are there super marshals? Keith, explain the marshals.
Well, I just meant like, let's talk to her about like city marshals. You know, there's a lot of the bigger cities in Texas have marshals in their cities.
Yeah, we had a fire marshal. Was the only firefighter person that carried a gun, but he also had could do law enforcement related investigations. I think we had 3 different marshals in DFW for stuff like that. I think we had a marshal for a task force kind of marshal that did specifically vehicle crimes and stuff like that. I don't remember who all's there, but there was a couple at even in my jurisdiction because it was a pretty decent sized city. But yeah, not super marshals, but there are different ones
that you'll be seeing a lot more of in the part 2 of this topic.
Esposas does not mean ball and chain. You gotta chill, Robert.
Nice to meet you.
He's gonna be recording some stuff. Obviously, none of your stuff, but He already signed the waiver. He's good.
Yeah, signed my life away, everything. What exactly does a Texas Ranger do? I know Texas is the only state that has kind of like this quote-unquote Ranger program. Can you tell me about your duties and how it's different from all the other law enforcement?
Well, we're basically geared to help other smaller agencies with their high-profile criminal investigations. Since we have state authority, let's say I'm working a case in Zapata County, and the fugitives in another county, well, they can go with me, and they wouldn't have any problems, any issues.
Has there actually been like a noticeable difference in terms of like migrant flow and crime and anything like that between Biden versus the Trump administration?
Okay, so we can't really like discuss politics and stuff like that.
That is a very professional take, and I do appreciate that. They are not allowed to discuss politics. That was a big rule for us when, as a city policy, where we're not allowed to discuss politics while in uniform. I could off duty, but I could not introduce myself as a police officer from my agency and then give a political take. And specifically there, like, I know he asked the question. He's being actually a pretty good interviewer by asking. However, like, they can kind of see through that question and be like, I'm not allowed to go and speak about it.
Okay. But what I can tell you is that
let's say current administration versus before administration.
So the governor, with this new initiative with Operation Lone Star, he actually gave us the ability to go into some of these ranches. A lot of these ranch owners are tired. You know, their cattle are getting loose, their fences are getting broken into, their homes are getting broken into. It's come to a point where there are some even places where they're so tired of them breaking into fences, they actually built little stairs for the migrants. So we're working a lot with the ranch owners, and a lot of them have given us the ability to put up these fences with State Guard, and that's helped out a lot. And that's paid 100% by the state. And even when we're done with this operation, they get to stay with a fence and stuff like that.
So I guess what I'm getting at, though, and I know you can't discuss politics or anything, but it has been busier over the last few years.
Visit with me when I retire now.
Is
that an open
Amen, brother.
invitation? Okay, man. All right.
It's gotten to the point where now they have to get on the technology side. So now we have drones, right? We still fly drones, but now in the Mike side, which is the Mexico side, now they're flying their own drones. So they're gonna weed us out.
So the cartels are flying these drones to know where your guys' drones and where your guys'
they like to show off a lot too, right? Like there will be TikTok, like videos and stuff like that where they're like pinpointing us and they're flying the drones, and you have the operator like looking at us.
You're telling me that the cartel has a TikTok page that shows this drone footage?
Yeah, they do. And they ask me all the time, hey, how do they influence the younger generation, like these 14, 15-year-olds? Because that's what we're seeing right now. It's like TikTok, because 14, 15-year-old is in TikTok.
Yep.
He's like, hey, look at that guy. He's showing off all this money, big gold chains.
I was a little earlier. TikTok was relatively new when I was leaving policing, but Instagram was much bigger and had a lot more market share. Every single gang member we knew had an Instagram page. And they would shout, go follow me on Instagram. At me or whatever. That was totally a thing.
And he's showing in the truck.
So there's cartel influencers.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, you gotta switch them up.
You haven't seen them.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't seen them.
And so one thing's for certain, and it's that to their credit, man, the cartels are organized. And it makes sense when they can make as low as $10,000 to even $100,000 per person to smuggle over to the U.S. In fact, even back in 2021, according to Homeland Security, cartels made $13 billion on human trafficking and smuggling alone, so you have to assume that they're even making more now. But how does it all work when migrants are entering in from border towns like Laredo and then migrating to other areas from Colorado to sanctuary cities like New York, where they are offered protection from deportation?
Tell me more about the stash house.
Stash houses are very interesting because it's basically like a safe home for them, right? So basically what it is like they'll wait there until it's their turn to kind of shift up further north, depending on where they're going. So if they're going to, let's say, California, or hey, I want to go to Houston, they separate them by groups. It's like, where's my California group? Okay, then you're going to be in home 8. Hey, where's my Houston group? Okay, these guys. Okay, hey, which are the people?
That's wild.
No, but they closed it. They changed it.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right, we'll go in.
We can't go in?
So,
damn.
Yeah.
Well, we actually ended up getting clearance the next day, so like and subscribe so you can see it in part 2. But anyways, with Laredo being one of the largest and most significant border towns, I wanted to see the main border gate that people actually do use to cross every day legally. So what I'm starting to understand so far is that clearly it's not...
Man, that's a shit detail right there.
...easy to manage the border, whether that be combating cartels and their advanced networks and influence to dealing with limitations behind international jurisdictions. But one thing is for certain, from what I've seen so far, is that whether it be
Savory Salmon,
Texas
what's going
Highway
on?
Patrol like Eric to Federal Border Patrol, many are doing their individual best to manage the situation. But just when we were heading home to call it a day, I saw the reality that whether night or day, things can happen out of nowhere.
Sirens are on, so I guess what happened? Yeah, so they have an F2Y, which basically means a filter yield. It's basically a pursuit. So right now we're gonna make it there.
Got it.
My dog.
What's the updated location? Man, you're probably so used to like driving like this, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if you...
I realize that freaks a lot of people out. The few times that I had riders that got to see like code, like we're going 1034 traffic, like I had to hurry up and get there. That was probably the most fun experience most riders got, because they were like, whoa, like this is normal. And I was like, yeah, you do it like every other week probably, because there's like code response when it's like an accident, you're having to go like code through traffic or something like that. Like that's not as exciting, but like code, you got like an emergency shooting in progress and you're trying to get there. That's a very different kind of, or pursuit driving, where it's literally driving as fast as you can control.
You guys as a viewer can feel it, but we're definitely going fast. We're like, what, 100?
So as we got closer and closer to the suspect, little did we know though that other troopers were already right behind him.
Always how it happens.
So that's one of our troopers. He's already in the chase.
Okay.
So black Honda Civic.
Black Honda Civic.
So he's actually passing the lane. So we're very close.
Third base or eastbound?
We went to a right ramp subdivision.
Man, this guy can drive.
Eastbound and Morfeo. Probably gonna be eastbound from the Santo.
Southbound 264.
Hey, should it be across the sack? Concord Hill.
Drive towards Concord Hill. There's a right on Keith.
It says take a right here.
Drive towards Concord Hill.
Bro, I feel that when you get into like those weird pursuits, they're going into roads that like you're a lot less familiar with. Having a second person with you is a big help on just trying to figure out where the hell they're going. My mom deported my biological dad after they got into a fight. He had just gotten his visa again after 20 years. Even he said the illegal stuff is crazy. I have some neighbors that are immigrants from Sri Lanka, and they paid to come over here. And I think what sucks is when they explained the immigration process, it was wild. It is crazy expensive and very involved. But yeah, shit is wild. Getting your citizenship in the States, if you're not already a citizen, takes a long time and is very expensive and complicated and involved versus just simply being born here. I think a lot of people take that for granted that live here.
We're gonna be on
Okay, then keep going, and then you'll be turning right on Cruzeiro.
We're now heading northbound on Encanto.
They probably bailed out.
back to Cruzeiro.
Hey, driver!
Get out of the vehicle! Get out of
They blurred out the gun.
the vehicle! Driver!
I actually really like this trooper's posture for this. He's not hanging out in his car waiting to get shot. He's trying to put himself in a good position. He's also taken his backstop and made it that area here. That's actually very, very good tactics. It's one, safe, and two, like a very good. This guy's got to swing his door open and get in the shooting, so he's in a good position to win that gunfight. Good on him.
Hey! Get out of the vehicle! Driver! Get out of the vehicle, driver! Hey, show your hands! Put your hands outside the vehicle!
Actually, for 304 was heading eastbound on Alto back towards...
Great one-arm takedown. Keith would be proud.
I am proud.
He says, I am proud. He goes, there's my little Mexican boy out there doing them one-arm takedowns.
Oh.
Just calling my mom.
You can tell, you just slow down.
They barely missed it.
Let me just talk to him real quick, and then I'll be back with you.
That's the vehicle.
They catch any guys over there where we're bailed out?
Oof. Okay, so just give me the signal to get out. So we're right in the middle of the suburbs.
Yeah, just kind of give us a little bit of space, but
yeah,
you can record right here.
So it seems like they apprehended the person. That was the Honda Civic that we were chasing around.
Yeah. We'll check right now. Do you have an ID with him or no?
The NID?
Called out the location. They have the location. You guys can see this is like right in front of like
probably
all these houses.
They look like they're walkers because look at that huge backpack he has.
Right now they're searching the vehicle. As you can see, there's belongings.
Your higher pay patrol is ready for days, right, of traveling. You know, they'll have these bags.
So there's no problem touching this because don't you have to cover like fingerprints and all that, or?
So this because we already.
You also won't have fingerprints. They're illegal aliens. I got what you want. Something else to consider here is, and obviously this kid doesn't get it, but like what he's showing here, this is a good way to know fieldcraft here. And fieldcraft for the uninitiated is like what people that are engaged in a certain kind of behavior tend to have. So if I'm a video game player, right, I'm going to have video game stickers and say certain references. So fieldcraft for drugs, right, you're going to be looking for scales, the tiny little baggies. You're going to be looking for paraphernalia. So it's going to be stuff like grinders. You also end up having people that have like multiple phones. You'll have like the phone they do all the sketchy stuff on, and then the phone that there's like their personal phone. Same thing. People aren't this old school anymore, but we would also look for like notebooks with like a list of names and like grain weights and stuff because they're running a business, right? They're entrepreneurs. There's stuff like that you start to recognize that is different. Seeing fresh traffic stops like that where somebody gets stopped and you have a good arrest. We used to also take time to pull rookies in and say, hey, this is what you're looking for. This is what weed smells like. This is what burnt weed smells like. We would try to give them good reps. So this is really where working in a bigger city or like a more active county that does a lot of interdiction, this is where you get a lot of really good experience at interdiction and kind of picking up what's going on. Very cool to get to see some of this.
No, because we already got the driver.
Okay.
So he's
the Walker Texas Ranger
the
theme.
migrants really, once they get apprehended, they get border patrol. We usually don't touch the car whenever we don't catch in.
I see.
Because now we're trying to get fingerprints and stuff like that. But if you look at their backpacks and stuff like that, you see they always have like, you know, this is what they cross with. You could tell it's wet and stuff. So this is originally the clothes that they use to cross, and then they'll change.
Gloves.
They never stay with the wet clothing. They always change to dry clothing. This is actually a Mexican Coca-Cola. So do they sell this here? Yes, but what are the chances of this guy having an empty Coca-Cola? So we know for the most part, these might be Mexican nationals. It could be a combination. Sometimes they're from Honduras, and that's how we know. Actually looked at his address, and he actually lives.
Oh, so he's a Mexican American.
Yeah, he's a U.S. citizen. Yeah, he has an ID and everything for him. So,
Making that money.
Yeah, that's a U.S. Customs. So
They're one, baby.
So they're actually looking right now for the migrants.
Pirates.
The migrants.
Oh, migrants.
He said pirates.
That got away? Yeah.
Okay, so they're looking for
that whenever you, because
Right.
it's like, we don't want to get into a vehicle accident, but I don't know how you felt. I mean,
yeah, I guess, I've done this before, at least right along, but I think it was crazy of how confidently you were going through freeways.
Yeah. We were going pretty fast.
Like 100 plus, right?
Yeah, we're going pretty fast.
Support
but
small
it's pretty
business.
controllable.
So did all this change my mind? Well, when there are areas like Loretto where these migrants who essentially view it as like their last ditch with criminal histories and who were denied asylum go to enter, and when it's literally impossible for those who want to enter illegally to do so, no, this investigation didn't change my mind in that we shouldn't just let our borders open for anyone. It's like we saw the sounds with just last year, Texas Governor Abbott installed a 1,000-foot string of floating buoys in the Rio Grande to combat the illegal immigration and smuggling. And these buoys were decently effective because it made it difficult for migrants to get through by swimming under or over. But then what happened was that the federal government sued and ordered its removal. They cited lack of federal authorization, human rights concerns, environmental harm, and saying that the buoys pushed migrants into more dangerous crossing areas. So again, even though the buoys' effectiveness can be debated between the state and federal, what it does show is that if the U.S. really wanted to actually stop illegal immigration, it has the resources.
Bro, we conquered third world countries. We can 100% make a difference. Obviously, there's like the political side of it on all this kind of stuff. The unfortunate reality for people that are in law enforcement is regardless of what's going on, you're stuck holding the bag. Bill and I got to experience this during 2020. It was a highly politicized time to be a police officer. And of course, we had very strong feelings on one side of the fence or the other, but like it didn't change, I guess, what your role is there. And I think that they did a good job of at least demonstrating like, hey, yes, there's a cat and mouse game with because really like the market that illegal immigration has caused only really ends up hurting the migrants because they're getting exploited by getting charged a bunch of money from these cartels, right? And if they're not paying it to the cartels, they're going to have to pay it to immigration, right? U.S. immigration, I think, is also absolutely like jacking up the cost of a lot of that stuff. So I think they're really the big losers in most of this, though it will affect us to a certain degree here. Obviously, we're like an election season, and there's resources that have to get paid for, even if we're not giving them anything, even if we didn't spend a single dime on healthcare or clothing or whatever. Just the resources that are having to be allocated towards handling illegal immigration is crazy expensive. Paying for all these guys to run around and do all this investigating and do all these traffic stops, it's expensive. I'm paying guys hourly, plus equipment, plus benefits, plus retirement, plus the training to get the guys to even be there to know what the hell they're doing, right? There's a better solution. It's not just kicking out illegal immigrants. It's really just making the immigration process more simple. But this is a great example of how the rule makers don't care at all how it affects the people on the ground, whether you're a citizen or law enforcement. This is completely created out of really, really poor policy. And then that policy has consequences, whether it's, marijuana laws or alcohol laws or whatever. There are real consequences when you make bad policy. And there's zero consequences to those policymakers when they make bad policy, which I hate.
Caught on camera.
Spicy meatballs. This is the last one of the night, Keith. That's gonna be the feds. I'm gonna take 10. Mostly because it's the policymakers. I'm not mad at the Border Patrol guys. I'm more mad at the policymakers for making that quagmire.
Collision course, a motorcycle driver crashing right into the back of a state trooper. But was it intentional? The motorcycle driver believes the trooper stopped on purpose, causing the crash. Local 10's Roy Ramos went in search of answers and joins us live with more. Roy.
And Nicole, this all happened right here.
1 second. I knew a guy who tried to become legal. They told him to go back to Mexico and cross the border to make it legal. When he did, they sent him back and told him he had to wait 10 years. Wow, that's bullshit. I'd be pissed about that. But yeah, I think the whole thing's a quagmire. There's no good solution, both for the people trying to get citizenship and then also for the guys that are now tasked with having to deal with it. They've made a terrible situation down there.
Here on the lanes of 595, and while that motorcyclist was found to be at fault for the crash, he believes that state trooper's actions could have killed him. A motorcyclist captured on video crashing right into the back of a Florida Highway Patrol state.
So I'll say this, just on its face, right? From an accident investigation, I was not an accident investigator, but I worked well over 100 accidents and had to go determine who's at fault. These are brake lights, right? That's brake lights. That's still brake lights. Those are still brake lights. Man, we're like 4 or 5 car lengths behind this guy, right? He's going 75 behind somebody that has brake lights on. Let's see how long it takes.
A motorcyclist captured on video crashing right into the back of...
He didn't apply brakes until... Because you can see the drop in mile per hour happen right around like here. You can even see him, because what's the nice thing about motorcycles is you can actually see him apply the brake. He's not on the brake right now. This is the brake that we're talking about. He might be on one of the brakes. He's not on both, right? So he's not really urgently trying to slow down. And I guarantee, like...
Captured on video crashing right into the back of a Florida Highway Patrol state trooper. Another camera pointed toward the rear of the bike, showing the moments the vehicle is airborne and the rider is thrown to the pavement.
What are you doing, man? Stop tailgating me!
In the video, you can quickly...
So he's accelerating right now, even though there's brake lights on. You can hear it in the RPM here. Hold on. He's holding 80, right? I'm going backwards here.
In the video, you can quickly hear...
He's sitting in gear right now.
What appears to be that state trooper telling the rider to stop tailgating him. The video publicly posted to the YouTube page of Hype Life, now at the center of an investigation.
Whoa, what are you doing, bro?
The rider claims that trooper intentionally
Oh, so there was braking happening beforehand.
Stopped, causing the crash.
He probably trying to prevent me from running away or just pissed off because he hates bikes. Wanted to take me out. He wanted to try to take my life.
We learned the crash happened earlier this month in the westbound lanes of 595 just past the Weston Road exit in Davie. In the incident report posted by the rider, it claims the trooper witnessed him driving reckless, weaving in and out of traffic and speeding in an attempt to...
Oh, so he verbally... So he verbally admits that the guy's got a traffic stop. And...
slow the rider down. He activated his emergency lights and slowed down rapidly, and the rider crashed right into him.
The worst part is my lower back. Yeah, I just got really lucky. I didn't break any bones or none of that.
But it is the trooper's maneuver this man believes could have resulted in more serious injuries or possibly his death.
It was just traumatizing. I just feel uncomfortable around police now.
What do you...
That's an effective change in his mood. Correct me if I'm wrong, Keith. So in Texas, at least, we're an at-fault state, and so you're responsible for controlling your own motor vehicle, right?
Correct.
Let's eliminate the whole traffic stop, maybe not traffic stop component of it, that he turned on his emergency lights, right? And let's say the maneuver was simply to stop traffic, right? Because he's perfectly able to do that if he really wanted to, right? It's within your purview as a police officer to do that. The emergency lights are on. He was on the brakes, which you should be able to see, which I could see even on the video while he was well behind this guy. Saw the brakes, and the guy made no attempt to slow his motorcycle down. And waited until, and he was probably in between, well, maybe I can get around him, maybe I can't, and poorly judged whether or not he could, then decided to apply on the brakes. It's going to be either evasive faulty action or following too closely, speeding, so on and so forth. Also, part of that's him going 80 on a exit ramp, which is likely not even the speed limit on the highway that they just left, and it even shows his mile per hour there, right? So you have speed following too closely. And then in Texas, when you're at fault, like you said, it's your responsibility. You make contact with the back of someone else's vehicle, that's going to be on you almost automatically. Yeah. So he's at the very minimum responsible for the accident, right? Be different if he was having but he made the collision inside of his own lane. It's not like he tried to get around him and the cop cut him off. He was in his lane, both of them, even if he failed to maintain a single lane of traffic, which is what he's accusing the police officer of doing. Do I think the cop could have petty pulled in front of him to make sure he didn't get away? Sure, maybe. But that doesn't change who's responsible for the accident. So he hurt himself. This guy's an idiot. I didn't really have beef with motorcycle riders. I think there's a lot of people that think that cops just hate them. I hated having to work fatality accidents. That sucked. But most of the time I didn't have any issue with them specifically. I had more issue with cyclists riding bicycles, mostly because they were terrible. But yeah, get wrecked. That's on him. Cop definitely did that intentionally. Investigate ourselves. This is why civilian oversight boards are necessary. Police investigating themselves. Cop swerved to make sure the bike couldn't avoid wreck. He could have stopped, is what he could have done. Dude hit 50 in a highway, still couldn't stop. Deliberate brake check. My only beef with this is you can call it a brake check if they cut you off and then slam on the brakes. But when you're approaching the vehicle, and he was 15, 20 car lengths, probably going a very similar speed, had been applying the brakes the whole time. The guy chose, you can even see the second he elected to put on his brakes, because one's the clutch and one's the brake, right? He never tried to stop, and that's why he ended up making, that was a very easy accident investigation. When he released the camera footage, he made it very easy to investigate that accident. I under no circumstances don't make him at fault for that accident. At least in Texas. Could be different in other places, but did I miss anything, Keith, for that?
No, sir.
Dog, thank you for hanging out with me. I missed you.
Yeah.
Tell Mom thank you for letting me borrow you for a little bit.
Sure.
I'm going to hang out just for a smidge amount of time because I do have to get up pretty early for work tomorrow. But I want to thank everybody that came out and hung out. I hope you guys dropped a like if you guys got a chance. Thank you everybody who dropped super chats, but mostly I would like to thank our Patreon / YouTube membership supporters. They have helped the audience grow. We have a nice, fat, robust Discord now. I think there's like 200 plus people. We're working towards 300 people in the Discord. It's a really cool place. We hang out, we watch movies, play games, have discussions. We give advice about gear and all of that stuff. It's a really cool place. But I want to thank my vigilantes for helping me with moderation. All of my mods here in the chat, they have made this much easier. Plus 1,000 for host. I'm not allowed to give myself plus points like that unless I earn it. But it's been cool. I want to thank everybody that joined us. We're just north of 16,000 subscribers and growing. We might have some stuff changing as far as streaming schedules, but I haven't figured that stuff out yet. But we're going to continue to stream. Thursday is going to be completely uninterrupted. We will have likely a very heinous body cam breakdown. Plus 600 for, I'll make Keith his own category. We'll give Keith his own category here. Plus, what did they say? 600. I'll allow it.
Spoiler.
For the final totals here, the feds are at -110. Shout out to them. Chat is at -10. You climbed up from -75. So shout out to that. State The State Boys were plus 20. You got to go back. We listened to the whole song just for you. County didn't get any marks. I guess it's because I took a lot out on admin. Municipals were at negative 55, which was not hot. Admin was at negative 70. Suspects were at negative 70. Media was at plus 10. Society was at plus 10. Second responders was negative 5. And Keith rounds it out at positive 600 points.
Thank you.
For the chat. For everybody else, I do love you all. Plus 10-9 to Vigilantes Blake. He doesn't figure it out yet, but he will here eventually. I'm going to hang out with you guys for a second. I'm going to hang out with Keith and then pop in there and talk to you guys for a bit. And then Millennial, if you're still here, I'll come bug you. I have some questions. Keith needs to read us bedtime stories about being a cop in the 80s.
This is Sparta!
Oh, wow.
That's the story right there.
Basically, let's be honest. Squirtle, Squirtle, thank you.
Thanks, Squirtle.
But we'll see you guys on. Are you gonna be here for Thursday, Keith?
No, right? There's a very good chance. Yeah, there's a good chance. I should. I'll be down south, but I can probably do it from down there.
Pop in on the phone. My dog.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Outside of that, thank you to everybody else, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Night, everybody.
And